This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Can you say 3P? Union Scotties, WPIAL champions.
The new Shannock Lancers are PIAA Class 2A state champions once again.
Swing and a miss. The Union Scotties. It's double gold for the County of Champions.
Wilmington, your District 10 1A champ.
Makes the catch. That will do it. Mohawk, back to back. Go celebrate.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
There he is. Left corner for three. He's the now all-time leading scorer. Palmer McKay makes the catch. Somehow the adjustment, and he is going to take it to the house.
Francis Monitis works through Rinson. Has a chance. Score!
Off the tip of the glove of the first baseman, Benedict. Actually recovered. And did they get her? They did!
Oh, he has wide open. Dave McKnight gets the touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Coming to you live from the County of Champions, high school football here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, the Class WPIAL 4A semifinals, also the 2 and 1A quarterfinals here at lcsportsnet.com. Tonight's broadcast available at LC SportsNet, Facebook Live, streaming on X, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and also the NFHS Network. They're brought to you by MVP Insurance, by Maley Chiropractic, by Castle Asphalt, UPMC Orthopedic Care, by Medora Bonner Law, by Nick's Auto Body, by The Red Zone, by Doran Concrete, by Parada Jones McCree, Gem Builders Incorporated, Luxembourg, Garvett Kelly and George, the Newcastle Transit Authority, Joseph's Marketplace, the Crane Room Grill, Pontius Insurance, Sims Cafe, Works in Progress Paint Services, the City Rescue Mission, the Tri-County Principals Association, Something for Your Wall Photography, and of course the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. 12th week of the year, we get it going with our Castle Asphalt pregame show as always. Castle Asphalt, they've been in the paving and construction business for nearly 20 years, using top-of-the-line equipment and resources, guaranteeing every job is done correctly and efficiently. Innovative methods combined with years of experience. 5 games going on tonight, 1 tomorrow featuring county teams, a historic week. Last week, all 5 county teams involved in the postseason won their games. It is the single best night in Lawrence County football playoff history without a lot of competition, in all honesty. We'll have 3 broadcasts of games tonight for quarterfinals/semifinals and 1 tomorrow as well. Get to that in a moment. Kickoff coming at the top of the hour. We kick off our pregame show looking at the 4A semifinal game, and it's another week and another Parkway rematch for Newcastle. The Canes taking on Aliquippa, the 3-7 matchup. Newcastle winning the regular season game 18-12 at Taggart Stadium. A late touchdown run for Marino Graham. He ran and threw for over 100 yards in that game, including that game-winning touchdown with just a handful of seconds remaining to get the Canes that victory. The big asterisk that a lot of people are talking about, and for good reason, is Aliquippa was without their starting quarterback. No Marcus Townsell in that game. He's a Yale commit. He came back for the playoffs last week. He ended up throwing the game-winning touchdown pass to beat Trinity and knock out the 2 seed last week. I do think it's going to be running game heavy for both of these teams tonight. Newcastle in the run game has struggled. Not a lot of yards against Blackhawk or last week against Montour on the ground. Again, they went over 100 yards, just Marino Graham alone did the first time they played Aliquippa. And Aliquippa, I should mention too, the fact that they have their quarterback back in the lineup means that now they are more likely to be able to move everybody back into more natural positions. So the question is, which team will be more suited for work tonight? J.J. Work and Akiva Woods running the ball for Aliquippa, or Jermaine Walker and Roger Proctor running the ball for the Canes? Oh, one more thing. This morning, the PIAA just came out with the new classification rules for next year. If Aliquippa wins, they're staying in 4A. If Newcastle beats Aliquippa tonight, the Quips are eligible to move back down to Class 3A. So some extra fun to be looking at over the course of the game tonight. You can watch it on NFHS Network with our crew, Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza on the call. You can also listen to it for free at lcsportsnet.com. Same story there streaming-wise for the Class 2A game between top-seeded Seton LaSalle and 8-seed Mohawk in Class 2A. Mohawk, hey, the Warriors won 4 straight games, guys. The Rebels, though, they've won 9 straight. They lost their opening game in Week 0. They get a first-round bye as the top seed. Let's talk about these Rebels. A very run-heavy team this year. Big difference from last season, but a lot of turmoil. You lose your quarterback. You got a quarterback transferring in, out. What's the eligibility status? They've settled on Kia Jones as the quarterback. He took over about midway through the year. He's got over 1,000 total yards and 12 total touchdowns, but it's really about the sophomore running back, Kymar Freeman. He's a workhorse back there. 1,300 rushing yards, 21 total touchdowns. Not bad for a player just in his second year of playing organized football. It's always going to be the rest-rust debate, though, for a team like Seton LaSalle playing with a first-round bye. Mohawk, man, they need to strike early. I think that's how you beat a team, especially when they're coming off of the bye. Mohawk didn't do that last week, though. They didn't score until just over 4 minutes remaining in the game against Olsh in a 17-14 victory. 17 points, though, in the last 4 minutes. Pretty impressive. Bobby Fadden finding Joey Nail a couple of times in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Then those two connected on a deep pass with just a couple of seconds remaining, allowing Andrew Lloyd his walk-off 22-yard field goal to win the game. Defense is going to be paramount in this one here tonight. Cole McDaniel deflected a pass. It was picked off by Dan Monaco in that win last week, set up the final game-winning drive for the Warriors. I think it's going to take an individual effort like that, especially on the defensive side, to slow down this very high-powered Rebels attack that's averaging nearly 40 points per game. Tyler Aaron will join me on the call there from Dormont Stadium. Again, NFHS video, free audio at lcsportsnet.com. There's one other game featuring a county opponent, a county team, I should say, in Class 2A, and that's Elwood City, the 6th seed, taking on 3-seeded Steel Valley. Elwood City coming off of a record-setting week. Basically, every single-season passing record now belongs to Tyler Smiley. He set most of them in the win last week. Passing yards, passing touchdowns in a season, and the wide receivers, Dalen Curie and Dom Hogue, each had double-digit catches. They think that's a program record for a single game, and they now are tied at 94 career receptions. That is for sure a program record. They're very balanced, though. Almost every game dead even in terms of running and passing attempts. Julian Frisk and Richard Curtin running the football both found the end zone last week against Keystone Oaks. It's a much more run-centric team on the other side, though, when you look at the Steel Valley squad. They got an all-state player in Deron Barksdale. It starts with that. 20-plus carries per game. He's got 24 touchdowns on the year. But he's no longer at the quarterback position. I think that's a big part of it. They still run the ball a heck of a lot. He's moved to running back. Quarterback Tyson Barron, he only averages 8 pass attempts per game, but there is a little more threat now of the pass. And if weather is an issue tonight, which I think it's going to be across all the WPIL, with rain and with wind especially, teams are going to be forced to run more. This might be the game that has a biggest swing of advantage one way or the other, because Steel Valley loves keeping the ball on the ground, and Elwood, again, one of the most balanced of any of the teams remaining in the WPIL across all classifications. You can watch that game with Thad Sturgeon and Brad Windhurst, free to watch on Elwood City Sports on their YouTube page. Will the rain make a difference? We'll find out about 20 minutes from now when kickoff comes here across Western PA. We'll be back here in a moment, though, as we break down the 1A games going on tonight and tomorrow when we return on the Castle Asphalt pregame show here at LC Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Congratulations to our September LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Boys Cross Country as the LCAP Team of the Month after winning their second consecutive undefeated section championship. Congratulations to coaches Jared Stratton and Cam Shermer and the Mohawk Boys Cross Country team, the LCAP Team of the Month.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
It's so convenient for them. We take them door to door. We help them get off and on the bus if they need to use the lifts.
I love the people, especially the senior citizens.
They care about us as much as we care about them.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor your Red Zone October Male Athlete of the Month as Zayden Herb of Shannock for scoring his 100th career goal and scoring 6 goals in a playoff victory, the first playoff victory in 14 years for Shannock. Lawrence County SportsNet also proud to honor the Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month, Lindsay Hoover of Wilmington Golf, for finishing 12th in the PIAA Championships. Congratulations to Wilmington's Lindsay Hoover and the Shannock Zayden Herb, your Red Zone Athletes of the Month. Congratulations to the October LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Girls Volleyball as October's LCAP Team of the Month for winning their first section title in program history and their first playoff victory in program history as well. Congratulations to Coach Anna Fadden and the Mohawk Warrior Volleyball Team, your LCAP Team of the Month. Unfortunately, no soccer or volleyball teams making it into the state tournament from Lawrence County. However, technically, any winners tonight are in the football state playoffs as the official first round of the PIAA football playoffs begin next week. Kickoff coming up in just about 20 minutes' time. Here as we continue our Castle Asphalt and Construction pregame show. They know the importance of making a good first impression, and no matter how elegant your home or office may be, matching it with poor road surfaces can make your friends and potential clients regret making the trip. www.castleasphalt.com. Road trips in Class 1A for the WPIAL tonight. Laurel taking on Chartiers-Houston. That game at West Allegheny High School tonight in the 1A quarterfinals. It's already history for the 12-seeded Bucks. They just got their first playoff win since 2000 when they upset the Southside Rams in the first round. Their main component is their dual-threat quarterback, Aaron Walsh. He will likely eclipse both 1,000 yards rushing and passing in the game tonight. Running back Dom Andrioli is the other main back to watch in the ground game for Char-Hugh. Records being set on the Laurel side as well. Lucas Santini, 3 touchdowns last week. He's keeps on increasing his all-time touchdown record mark in a career there in Spartan history. Colton Carlson, he does a little bit of everything, rushing and receiving. Nathan Hill, 15 rushing scores on the year as the primary back, but again, I think it's the Spartan defense that's been getting overlooked. They've allowed just 4 touchdowns in the last 7 games. Watch for a big night potentially in the trenches for Casey Wilson and Kevin Mahoney and company trying to slow down that powerful dual-threat quarterback. Lee Moan and Jay Moan have the call for that one. It's an audio-only broadcast for us tonight at lcsportsnet.com. And finally, the other game for county team tonight, Shannock travels to Beaver to take on the 2-time defending champion and top-seeded Fort Cherry Rangers tonight. That game's at Beaver High School, and everybody knows about Matt Sieg, the former Penn State commit, being looked at everywhere. Pitt coaching staff and Coach Narduzzi will be at the game tonight there at Beaver. He is, Matt Sieg, the number 2 all-time rusher now in WPIAL history. He holds the total yards record in the district as well. He's done most of the work on the ground this year. No real threat of a pass due to an arm injury. He's actually not even attempted a pass since week 5. You'll also hear Eli Salvini with 3 touchdowns last week. Ryan Huey also a big part of that Rangers rushing attack. The Lancer defense will be, they're going to have to be up to the task for sure to be able to slow down that rushing attack. They did their best defensive performance in my mind all year, though, last week. They had their first kick return for a touchdown from Ethan Beeman. They had a pick 6 from Justin Edworthy. And they also had 2 other turnovers leading to 1-yard touchdown drives for the Lancers as well. You're going to need to have a couple of those plays defensively to be able to have a chance tonight to keep this Rangers team intact. Because they're going to score points. The Shannock, can they score a little bit with them? Gina Mazzocco and Anthony Aiken, I think they're going to need their best performances running the football to try to shorten the game a little bit as well and keep that talented Rangers offense off the field as much as possible. No broadcast for us tonight due to NFHS restrictions and a press box with limited space. So unfortunately, we will not have a live broadcast. We will have constant updates going on our social media page, especially on X, throughout the course of the night. Talk about a shortening of a game. That's probably what you're going to get tomorrow in the D10 semifinals for Class 1A. The two best rushing attacks in District 10 do battle, with Wilmington taking on Cambridge Springs. The Hounds, the second best rushing numbers, I should say, in D10. How about 260 yards per game on the ground? Spa's better. 310 yards rushing per game on the year. They went over 400 yards in their pigtail game victory over Cochranton last week. Quarterback Brandon Hoover was 227 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. His main counterpart is the fullback Brent Cania, also was over the century mark in the win last week. The wing tee for the Hounds, led by Chase Mitchell-Tree. He's the main back, over 1,000 rushing yards on the year. And then it's the twins, Cale and Cam Kettering, who do the next the yeoman's duty the rest of the way. 11 combined touchdowns between Cale and Cam. The Hounds are really make or break what they do with the turnover. They've only turned the ball over 4 times this year, but 2 of them came in the loss in the finale to Karnes City, and they lead the classification with a plus 13 turnover margin. Some great history from Professor Briggs here. Check this one out. Back in 1995, Wilmington and Cambridge Springs played in the District 10 semifinals. The Hounds won that game 21-8. They had 5 interceptions, so there's your turnovers right there. And they had a touchdown reception from T.D. Mitchell-Tree. TD had the TD. Who is TD Mitchell-Tree? Yes, that is the father of current junior running back Chase Mitchell-Tree. So a little fun history there for the Hounds. Sports Radio 96.7 is on the call. That's Eric Thomas and Chris Birch will be on the mic for you. And we'll have a free video broadcast of the game as well. Big shout out to Dallas Hartman and everybody at Sports Radio. We get to combine forces with them to make that game happen. There you have it. 5 more playoff games tonight for the county and 1 more tomorrow night as well. Remember to keep tabs. Our bottom line scroller will have scores updated all across the area throughout the course of the evening. And then tune in tonight on the Trib Live High School Sports Network scoreboard show starting at 9:30. We'll have all the scores and recaps of the biggest games across the county, but also across all of the WPIAL. For now, though, time to take you out to field level and join the game that you are tuned into tonight. Thanks for joining us on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Tonight, the center of the WPIAL universe is squarely on Elwood City in Highling Stadium, as we will find out who's going to the 4A title game next Saturday afternoon. It's a Parkway clash between Parkway rivals. It's Aliquippa, the number 7 seed at 7-3 overall, taking on the 3rd seeded Newcastle Hurricanes at 9-2. Eric Thomas, Tim Continenza with you here tonight as we get round 2 between these two teams here. Newcastle defeated Aliquippa for the first time since 1987 in the regular season this year. That was an 18-12 final about a month and a half ago. And this is a different Quips team. Let's talk first about Newcastle and how they got here. Last week, obviously, they had that dramatic win over Montour in which they were ahead. They were down. They were ahead. They had to stop a 2-point conversion. They went through some adversity with Marino Graham. They've got some injuries. They figured out a way to hold off Montour at the end of the game. They get to the semifinals here, and they are trying to get to the WPIAL title game for the first time in a long time. And the first time winning double-digit games in a long time. There is a lot at stake tonight for the Canes outside of just getting to that final. A lot of history for this team tonight. And they survived last week. Name of the game, they survived. They get here tonight, and they got to face one of their foes here against Aliquippa.
I think that's exactly what you do. You survive and you move on, and that's exactly what Newcastle was able to do. Now, they had some, really great moments throughout that ball game, and one of the things, obviously, is the big plays. Really going to be important for them, and I think the return of Graham in the second half really kind of settled them down and gave them that opportunity to be successful in that game. And in the defense, got to give the defense a lot of credit. They bend, but they don't break. They find a way to get it done. They find a way to make plays deep in a ball game when they needed to. And, sometimes, situations just appear at the right time. And that's what happened last week on that 2-pointer. I mean, let's be honest. There was a gap there, and he cut back and he fell. And, but that's the breaks of football, this time of the year. It's going to be wet, and it's wet here today, so things can happen. But this Newcastle team, you really get, it starts on the defensive side, and then you have all the big plays available to you on any given play. That seems to be their MO this season.
Not the best offensive game for this team a week ago. In fact, one of their lowest offensive outputs of the season. But they had 2 big touchdowns. Obviously, the pass to Damian Harrison and then the one to Chase Lemon, which ends up being the game-winning touchdown for the Canes a week ago. Aliquippa, they had a little bit of a dramatic run last week, too. They get their star quarterback, Marcus Council, back. He was actually cleared to play against Ambridge in the regular season finale. They decided to hold him out. He came back last week, did not start the game a week ago against Trinity when they knocked off the 2 seed in this bracket. That went to Khalil Good, but then at the end of the game, they put Marcus Council in, and all he did was complete 3 passes, including the game-winning touchdown to Josh Lay. He did not play in the regular season game against Newcastle. Good was the starting quarterback in that game, and he really wasn't good. Their offense kind of struggled that game. They had to play catch-up the whole time. But they've got their ace back going to Yale, and this is going to be a different – there's just a much different attitude around this Quips team now. Now it feels like the team that everybody fears and expects to compete for a title now that they got their number 1 player.
I mean, that's exactly your number 1, and quite honest, it's leadership. It's senior leadership. It's a program that has such a storied tradition over the last 5, 6, 7 seasons, however long back you want to go, just in 4A and what they have able to achieve. And I think that's what it was. I mean, let's be honest. A huge pass with 20 seconds left in the ball game to get them the win, and they're riding in on a high. They believe in themselves and that they have all the pieces in order, and playing on a neutral field. I mean, they got to be feeling great about their opportunities here in Elwood City against this team that they're definitely circled in the playoffs because they lost to them earlier this year in a very tight game, 18-12.
Let's listen in on tonight's national anthem, and then we will continue with the pregame show here from Elwood City High School. We're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. You're watching the WPIAL semifinals and listening to the WPIAL semifinals on the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network. Aliquippa Marching Band leads us in tonight's national anthem as we're about set to get the teams on the field here and get this semifinal going. Let's take a look at our ACTS series notes, and there is a lengthy history between these two teams. This is the 51st meeting all time. You see Newcastle leads the series. Last meeting, of course, back on September 26th. And this is the second time that these two will have met in the playoffs. Aliquippa swept the series from Newcastle back in 1987, or rather 1986. And the last time Newcastle had beaten Aliquippa before this season was all the way back in 1987. Aliquippa had won 10 straight in this series before that loss in September, and they did it by an average margin of 58.5 to 10. And let's talk a little bit about this Newcastle defense, Tim, because you mentioned them, and that's going to lead us into our impact players here tonight, too, as well, for these two teams. The ACTS series notes are brought to you by ACTS. But let's talk a little bit about this defense here for Newcastle, because you said it starts with them. How about I throw this number at you? 4 years ago, this Newcastle team was averaging on defense, allowing 41.2 points a game. This season, 10.7. That is a 31-point drop from 3 seasons ago. That is remarkable what this defense does, and I understand that Marino Graham gets a lot of the praise in the offense and the big plays and everything. This team would not be in the position that it's in right now without this defense for the Canes.
Oh, no question about it. And it's led there by Mason Cook, who does such a great job out of the linebacker position. And then you go on the line with like Jaden Schaefer and what he has brought, to this club this year. And there's just an attitude. It's an attitude that they're going to get the job done and make plays. One thing they have been successful at, especially in the last few games, is creating turnovers. And that's going to be really key. If they can get turnovers and get extra possessions for this offense, get in the hands of Marino Graham, then, good things can happen. But it starts on the defensive side. That has been really key. And then you look at some of the players that have just been so great. Gia Molina has just, there's so many to talk about. But in my opinion, this game begins and ends with the defense for Newcastle.
Certainly does. Your Axe Series notes tonight brought to you by Axe. Axe is Lawrence County's door-to-door transportation service open to the public. Axe takes people to work, play, and anywhere else they want to go. www.rideaxebus.org. One of the guys that Newcastle will not have on the field tonight, though, is Quaylon Davis. We'll talk a little bit more about his availability here as the night goes on. If Newcastle wins, there's some news on that. But he will not obviously be the starter on offense tonight at tight end. That'll fall to Gianni Molina, who's actually filled in nicely for him when he's had to play. But defensively, there's going to be a shift now tonight up front. They're going to move Jaden Schaefer back to the end position opposite of DJ Gordon. They're going to put Demetrius Frambro, who, if you've seen that kid in person, he is a load, and they're going to need that against Aliquippa tonight in this running attack for the Quips. But he is going to slide in at the nose tackle spot. You've been around Davis so much when it comes to basketball, and obviously we've done a handful of the Canes games this season. Just talk about his impact, not only to this defense, but just in terms of being around all these guys and playing with these guys in every sport.
He's the heart and soul of so many teams because he's so good at just doing the little things that are so necessary to win in a competition of any sort, especially football. You want a guy who'll get there, and work in the trenches and do what's necessary to create holes and also to help your defense, line be able to get penetration in a ball game. And he's just a kid that you want to see succeed, and he's done that. I mean, he's a nitty-gritty guy, meaning, if you need a dirty job done, he's going to get it done. And that's a good thing for a football player. And he's a player that I think other players rally around. You've seen the immediate reaction when he got injured last week. Everybody was around him, checking on him, trying to keep his spirits up as, he was in pain. There was no question about it in the injury that he suffered. But bottom line, he's a gritty young kid, and hopefully his athletic opportunities are not going to be limited by this injury that he's had.
There is, we might as well just tell you now, there is a chance that if Newcastle is successful here tonight and gets to next Saturday's Class 4A championship game at Pine Richland, Davis will suit up for them next week. So that is the good news. We understand that he may get reevaluated Monday, and if he does get the thumbs up, the injury is serious enough that if he was playing another sport, he might have to have some surgery, but they can just brace it up and he can give it a go. There's an outside shot that we may see Quaylon Davis in a football uniform again this season. First things first, though, Newcastle's got to take care of Aliquippa here tonight for the second time this year and get to that final. Speaking of that final, it does come your way next Saturday afternoon, 12:05, the kickoff at Pine Richland High School, and the winner of this game will take on either McKeesport or Thomas Jefferson. 3/4 of last year's semis are back this year. The only team that is not here this year is Mars, and in their place is Newcastle. TJ, McKeesport, and Aliquippa all made it last year, and it was TJ last year who knocked out Aliquippa in this very round a season ago and prevented them from getting back to the WPIAL title game for a 17th consecutive season, which is remarkable
to think
about.
Insane.
And just for kind of giggles here, Newcastle overall 11-8 against McKeesport, 0-3 all-time against Thomas Jefferson. Let's talk a little bit about the weather tonight, too, because that's the other big factor in this game. The rain has moved out of Lawrence County, so that is a good sign. It was drizzling during the pregame run-up here right around the 6 o'clock hour. That is now gone. It is starting to clear out. It's going to get drier. The problem is the wind is kicking up a little bit. You can hear it from our crowd mic somewhat, and it's only at 6 miles an hour, but it's enough that if you're down on the field with the precipitation out that it's going to cause some issues tonight. We saw some guys in warm-up that were kicking that were having some problems. Some of the quarterbacks were having some problems throwing tight spirals depending on when the wind kicked up. So it is going to be a factor here tonight, and we'll keep our eye on it all night long. But the field, for the most part, is in pretty good shape. A little smaller venue for this massive game as you see the Canes take the field. And they will be the home team tonight in red, and Aliquippa will be the away team as you're watching this game in the white. Good crowd here tonight. Good crowd for the Newcastle side. The Aliquippa side just about full across the way. And they will fill that in as the night goes on here, as there was still a good line of people getting out, getting into the stadium. It is not an easy place to park here. And that's why there were some questions tonight as to why this game was being held here. But overall, a good facility. And we are in for a good one here tonight. The other games in the Lawrence County area that we'll tell you about tonight on the scoreboard: in 2A, Seton LaSalle takes on Mohawk. Western Beaver takes on Apollo Ridge. That's a 2-7 matchup. We do have audio coverage of that Seton LaSalle Mohawk game on our YouTube channel. That game is also being streamed on the NFHS network as well. South Allegheny, Washington is the other 2A semifinal tonight, or 2A quarterfinal tonight. That's the 4-5 matchup. And then Steel Valley taking on Elwood City. As a matter of fact, they have the Elwood City game on at the concession stand. I was over there earlier grabbing something, and they have that game up and ready to go. So the faithful here tonight going to watch their team take on Steel Valley in the 6-3 game. That's down in Munn Hall. In Single A tonight, of course, the number 1 seed in Single A, Fort Cherry, they host Shannock, or they take on Shannock, the 9 seed. You have Twitter updates for that from that game, so you can check out the Lawrence County Sports Network Twitter feed for updates from there. Laurel and Chartiers-Houston, that's the 4-12 matchup. Those two winners will take on each other in the semis next week. And then the bottom of the bracket, it's Clareton and Jeanette, and Bishop Canavan and Fraser. Two teams are out on the field. Let's look at our impact players tonight for both sides, brought to you by Nick's Auto Body. And our impact players tonight for Aliquippa, it's going to be the running back, J.J. Work, who's had a phenomenal season. He has been an emotional leader for this team this year, leads the team in rushing. And he is a load. And his backfield mate, number 0 right there, Cleaster Longmire, is one of the captains making his way out on the field for Aliquippa. As you see it there, that 1-2 punch has been very good, but Work is the workhorse, and he will get the call for most of the carries here tonight. They've also got an explosive kid in Akiva Woods, who took it to the house 70 yards last week against Trinity. For Newcastle, and we talked about him already, it's Mason Cook. He has been such a factor defensively for this team. He's one of the captains. You see him out there standing next to Chase Lemon tonight, and he has just been so good for this Newcastle defense. Every time you have a defensive play, you call his name out because he's been involved in it. It seems like the whole season. He's had a remarkable campaign for them this year.
No question about it. I mean, what he is, the leadership that he's brought and getting into the backfield, making plays, and being part of almost seems like every tackle has been an amazing run for Mason Cook this year. And they're going to need that again here tonight, as these two schools know each other very well and expect to know what players to watch out for.
That's your Nick's Auto Body impact players you trust. Collision, repair, paint, and detailing, full-service mechanical, interior cleaning. Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands, from a scratch to a dent to a major repair. Nick's your man, located on South Mill Street in Newcastle. So we're about set to go here, 12 minutes on the clock. And we're going to duke it out between these two Parkway rivals to determine who goes to the 4A title game at Pine Richland next Saturday afternoon. We are ready to go here on what's going to be a chilly night, a wet night, but it should be a good one between these two rivals, as Newcastle has essentially breathed new life into this rivalry with their win earlier in the season. But it's going to be a different task tonight with Marcus Council back at quarterback for Aliquippa. There you get a good look at the officials tonight. And it's going to be Newcastle who kicks it away. So Aliquippa will be on offense first tonight. That means we will see Council right away. Talked to Mike Warfield before the game. He said Council is good to go and will play the entire way and start tonight. So that is a good sign for Aliquippa. I would love to know the story behind that a little bit more in depth, because his family even put a message out that said he was going to be done for the year. And he is back and ready to go, and he was slinging it last week to win the game against Trinity. Kai Cox will have it teed up and ready to go here on the 40, and back deep to receive for the Quips. It's going to be Josh Lay, who caught the game-winning touchdown pass a week ago from Council. on the far side, and on the near side, it's Anthony Ingram. Both explosive players. Of course, many remember Josh Lay's dad ended up making it to the NFL, Bernard Lay, and had a standout career both college and here with the Quips. So much history between these two sides. The two winningest in terms of WPIAL titles in WPIAL history. It's a squib kick. We're underway, the semifinal from Elwood City. And on the return, it's going to be a good one up to midfield and getting into Newcastle territory. Stretching there is going to be Avery Coleman, the fourth-string running back, and he gets Aliquippa going here early on.
Yeah, he had trouble picking the ball up, but once he was able to get it, he found a seam up the middle, broke a little tackle around the 45-yard line and advanced it across midfield. So great opportunity to start this game here for the Quips as they'll start from the 48-yard line.
Council, who is headed to Yale, and he does not even have a brace on that knee. Where's number 1? He's ready to go, and so are we. First offensive snap of the night from the 48 of Newcastle. Canes show pressure, handoff, it's Work. Work through the middle, and Work is crunched right in the middle, the teeth of that defense. Jaden Schaefer, Gianni Molina, and also DJ Gordon converge for the stop. Let's take a look at the Aliquippa starting offense here tonight. We mentioned Council and also Lay. We'll see other guys like Ingram, Raymond Miller, Gavin Wilcox, Khalil Good. They all can do some damage offensively tonight. Zion Simmons, the tight end. The offensive line, left to right, is Starks, Raspberry, Wilcox, Green, and Brown. They are big, they are good, and they are getting better as the season goes on. It'll be second down and about 9 for this Aliquippa offense. First possession of the night. Good comes out one-on-one with Harrison. Council will hand it off. Work, right side. Work getting trailed and tracked down after a gain across the 45, and he's taken down right around the 43-yard line by the Canes defense. Mason Cook and company there, and that'll bring up third down.
Yeah, nice run out to the left side, picking about 4 yards on the carry and just following his blocks and putting them in third down and medium here. Big opportunity here for the Canes defense to try to shut them down and force a fourth down decision.
Aliquippa will not be shy about going for it on fourth down. Opposing teams against Newcastle, 30% on third down this season. First one of the night, Council, shotgun, hands off. Work! Work is going to get wrapped up. He breaks out of it. J.J. Work gets the first down as he gets inside the 40, and he's taken down right around the 36-yard line. There is a flag down right around the 39, so we'll check that. He gets the first down if it stands, and I do believe this one may be coming back. Aliquippa looks like they might be backing up.
Yeah, it is going to be a hold
on Aliquippa, so that's going to negate the run. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Now, that was thrown from right near the end of the play, so that's not going to be from the line of scrimmage. It's going to take it back to the 49. So it is a 10-yard penalty, but it's from the spot where the play ended, not the line of scrimmage. It was downfield. That rule changed last year, so it does back up. Aliquippa makes it third down and 11 at the 49. Council directing traffic. He'll stand in the shotgun. Work flanks him. Council the snap. Fakes the work. Marcus Council to throw it. Going to take off. Showing he can move, and he's tripped and taken out of bounds on the near side. And there's the other linebacker for this Newcastle team, Gianni Molina, who's there to cut off the corner. He got to the 50, lost a yard, and Aliquippa will punt it away.
Yeah, nice defense again there by the Canes, forcing them outside on the near side by the Canes bench, and just once he got outside of containment, had nowhere to go and had to go out of bounds.
So look for your works in progress future painter. If you're watching us on the NFHS network, we thank you for that. Thank you to everybody who's listening to us on the Lawrence County Sports Network audio feed on YouTube, as Newcastle will call a timeout with 9:52 to go. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout, our first one of the night. Make sure you take time to get online and get a auto, home, or business or life insurance quote with a local agent at pontiusinsurance.com. So the Newcastle defense gets aided by the penalty, but they do their job here early on. Aliquippa will punt it away. It's going to be Lemon and Cox who are back deep to receive.
Two dangerous receivers for Newcastle standing around the 20-yard line.
Coleman will punt it away for the Quips. It's a decent snap. Ooh, Coleman almost had that block. That was dangerously close to being blocked. This is going to be down by good all the way inside the 10, and that'll be down all the way back at the 7-yard line. So that's where Newcastle's going to put it in play for the first time tonight behind freshman Marino Graham with 9:42 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was a punt there. It was kind of a low-line driver. Almost got a little hand on it there by Newcastle special teams, but once it got low, it was just a line drive. They let it bounce, and smartly there, Lemon let it roll and did not challenge to make any type of error with the ball.
Jermaine Walker gets the start in the backfield with Graham tonight. Freshman stands in the shotgun. Snap, going to throw it on first down, going to throw it near side. It's Walker trying to get to the inside. Nice gain there is good. Had cut off that edge, and Walker fought his way across the 10 to the 12. It's going to be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down and about 6 for this Newcastle offense.
Hey, just a little swing out pass out to the right side, and Walker broke a tackle around the 10-yard line, got a couple extra yards, pushing it out to the 14.
They gave him 5 officially, so it's second down and 5. Lemon is to the bottom of the formation along with Cox. Now he goes in motion. Snap to Graham. It's a low one. Hands it off to Walker. Walker trying to hit the corner, and the Quips defense is there, but Walker continues to fight. Actually turned that into something there on the far side. Did so nicely. That'll set up a 3rd and short. Takoa Gilbert was in there on the stop that time for Aliquippa.
Yeah, nice run there by Walker. Just keeping it. Looked like he was going to get to the edge, and then the Quips defense sealed it up. He continued to move outside and was able to dive inside and pick up a couple on that run and bring up a 3rd down and see how the Canes can handle it here.
It's going to be 3rd and 4 officially for Newcastle from their own 14-yard line. Graham directing traffic out of the shotgun. The freshman, the snap. Going to fake it. No, he hands it off to Walker. Walker picking his way. And he gets enough for the first down as Cleaster Longmire makes the stop, but not before Jermaine Walker converts in the first down of the night for Newcastle.
Yeah, just a little RPO there, handled there by Graham as he was able to give it to his back Walker, and he went straight up the middle, picking up 5, picking up that first down of the ball game here for Newcastle.
Newcastle offense, the line up front, same as it's been. Schaefer, Morgan, Harris, Ritter, and Gordon. They've been very good this season. They did at times have trouble last week against Montour. And this team, when Graham got out, really struggled as we get moving up front on Aliquippa. And that will give Newcastle 5, cost the Quips 5. Second penalty against Aliquippa here in the opening quarter.
And now 1st down and 5 coming up here for the Canes. Let's see what they try to do here on a short 1st down and 5 scenario. Do they roll out Graham? Do they maybe just go back to their bread and butter, what they have done, those kind of RPO runs?
1st and 5 from the 24. Graham again out of the shotgun. Cox standing to his right. Marino going to air it out over the middle. It's in and out of the hands of Lemon, and he got drilled. And there's going to be a flag for a helmet-to-helmet hit by Akiva Woods as that pass fell incomplete. Take a look at it on the LCAP instant replay if you're watching. It's a good throw by Graham over the middle, and he had Lemon. He just couldn't hang on to it, and then he gets rocked at the end.
Yeah, good call. It was helmet-to-helmet. Over the middle, Lemon had an opportunity to brag it in, but couldn't handle that hot pass there from Graham. It falls incomplete, but a big 15-yard penalty.
So already 3 penalties against Aliquippa here in the opening minutes. And this is going to be an auto 1st down. You take a look at some of the Quip faithful here tonight. This proud Aliquippa tradition. Mentioned the winningest 2 programs in terms of WPIAL championships. These 2 have combined for 31 WPIAL titles. It's been a long time, though, since Newcastle's tasted that. Little pop pass to Cox, trying to get to the corner. Kai turns upfield and, again, gets something out of nothing as he's tracked down near the 45-yard line. That's going to be enough for a gain of about 6 and bring up a 2nd and short.
Yes, just a quick little hitter on, like you call it, a little screen pass to Cox, and he'll pick up 6 on the play and bring up a 2nd down and short. A lot of opportunities for this offense. More RPO opportunities here for Graham.
Good look at that Newcastle offense if you're watching the video feed. As Graham gets set, 2nd and 4 from the 45. Opening drive for the Canes, almost halfway through this first quarter. Graham the snap, lefty throws it out to the far side, and that's incomplete. He wanted Damian Harrison, who was not quite turned around on that one, a little inside and short hopped, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Rest of the Newcastle starting offense: Lemon, Walker, Harrison, Cox. And then Gianni Molina gets to start tonight at tight end for Aliquippa's defense. The line up front is pretty good. Boykin, Starks, Ellerby, and Green. Linebackers are Longmire, Work, Gilbert. The corners, Miller, Wilcox. The safety is Khalil Good. 3rd down and 4. Graham will hand it off again. It's Walker, and Walker is going to work his way towards that line, but he's going to be about a yard shy with 6:13 to go here in the opening quarter. Green had the stop that time. That's Walker's 3rd carry already.
It looks like this offense is going to stay on the field. They're at the 48-yard line of the Canes.
You like this call early?
I don't mind it. I mean, I think you give the ball with Graham and let him do an RPO and let him make a decision if he wants to give it to Walker, keep it himself, or possibly find like a Lemon in a slot position.
4th down and 1 from the 48, just outside of midfield. Graham, they will go. It's an option to the far side. Walker turns the corner. Walker has got the 1st down for Newcastle. So the early moment to the Canes here as they get into Aliquippa territory. Here's a look at it on the replay. Great job by Walker to get to that corner. The blocking downfield by Harrison and a 1st down for Newcastle.
Yeah, it come more of the traditional option play, but same idea of an RPO. Put the balls in the hands of Marino Graham and let him make decisions with it. So far, he's made quality decisions as they continue to move downfield.
3rd 1st down for the Canes on this opening drive. 1st and 10 from the Aliquippa 46. Motion towards us is Cox. Graham going to roll this way. Floats it. It's on the sideline. Is it caught? Yes, it is. Chase Lemon hauls that one in. Nice job by the senior to get under that. As we take another look at it on the LCAP instant replay, they're going to hustle up to the line. It's going to be 2nd and short. 8 yards that time. There's your play of the game, early play of the game nominee. 2nd and short. Graham throws to your side. Cox, we get a flag in and another flag in. There's going to be offsetting penalties here. Aliquippa might have gone a little too high on the tackle, but there could have been a hold in the backfield.
Yeah, I think this is going to come back against the Cox. That's more, was thrown from the back judge of, in the defensive back area, but right towards the line of scrimmage.
Quickly thrown in. Canes are backing up. 1st penalty accepted against Newcastle tonight. It's an ineligible receiver downfield. So that's going to back it up 5, and that will bring up 2nd down and 7. That'll take the ball back to the 43-yard line. Remains 2nd down. 1st penalty again against the Canes. 4:42 to go in the opening quarter. Walker is out. Gianni Molina is in, and Martez Stewart is in for Newcastle on this play. They got Cox in the backfield on 2nd and 7. Canes, if you're listening, attack the end zone to our right. Lemon goes in motion away from us. Graham pitches to Cox, trying to hit that corner. Cox turns it upfield, and a nice job by Kai Cox finding the seam and going right up the hash. He's going to be close to a 1st down, about a yard shy, bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, nice run there by Cox, just using his speed, going to his left on that pitch from Graham, and just coming up shy of the sticks by about a yard.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2. It was officially a gain of 5 for Cox. 3rd down and 2 with 3:50 to go in the opening quarter. This methodical drive by the Canes continues. As Graham stands in the shotgun, Cox flanks him again. Freshman looks, going to air it out, looking down the field. Molina came back to it, and he couldn't hang on to it. Coverage on the play that time by Woods, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the freshman put it right out there. He put it actually short of his receiver for he could come back to it. It was actually a quality effort there by Graham. It just bounced off the hands of Molina, and it'll bring up 4th down, and the Canes will look like keep the offense on the field again for their 2nd time of this drive.
It does appear they will go for it on 4th down once again. Converted 1 already here on this drive as it continues. With 3:38 to go in the opening quarter, it's going to be Graham and Cox in the backfield. Harrison and Lemon are on the near side of the formation. They've got Molina in the wing on the far side. Graham going to roll out, little shovel pass up the middle. Aliquippa had it snuffed out nicely, but Cox is going to fight forward and get the 1st down.
Yeah, just like you said, just a little shuffle pass, and Cox got his momentum going forward and stretched out and got that 1st down here for the Canes.
Did they mark him short? They did.
They marked him short. They're not going to measure that? Because that ball's right on the line of the yard marker.
There is a good look at Fred Mazzacco if you're watching us.
Wow.
That is a bad spot
Yeah.
for this crew. Aliquippa going to benefit from it as they're going to get it back with 3:32 to go. There's a Maduro Bonner Law change in possession as they mark Cox short on that shuffle pass.
That was a 6-minute drive. Ends up with no points there for Newcastle.
2nd possession for Aliquippa of the night. Council hands it off. It's going to be Woods, who had the big 70-yard touchdown run. Keeps the legs working. And Akiva Woods, part of this 4-headed monster at running back, is going to get a good gain on 1st down, and it's going to leave a 2nd and short. That's a gain of 8 for Woods. Kai Cox in on the stop that time for Newcastle. 2nd and 2 for Aliquippa from the 45. 3:05 and a running clock here in the 1st quarter. Scoreless from Elwood City High School. Should say from Helling Stadium.
Yes.
Because we're not actually at the high school. Council to throw it. Catch made by Good. Sidesteps the defender. Sidesteps another one. And then he gets tackled just over midfield at the 48 of Newcastle. As Jermaine Walker brings him down, that'll be enough for an Aliquippa 1st down. They move the sticks, and Council hits his first pass of the night.
Yeah, nice move there by Good. Just kind of a little slant in as he was able to be wide open, and Council hit him right in the hands as in stride, picking up a few extra yards going down for that 1st down on that play.
First down of the night for Aliquippa with 2:20 to go in the opening quarter. And much like the first game between these two this season, this one low scoring early. Hand off to Woods. Woods got out of the tackle, but no. As Jaden Schaefer hit him first, and then DJ Gordon stuck with him. And they'll drag him down for a loss back into Aliquippa territory with 2:02 to go in the quarter. It's a good look at the penetration there by Schaefer to break through that line, and then DJ Gordon, who's had himself a great season, is there for the stop.
That's what this defense has done when they needed a big play. They seem to be able to penetrate into the backfield and make it. Ball at midfield here for the Quips.
Ends up being a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 for Aliquippa from the 50. Council empty set, looks to his right, fires that way. The catch made. Woods, a diving effort to get the extra yard at the end of the play. So they get the loss back. That's going to bring up 3rd down. As Akiva Woods, multi-purpose back. That's just his 5th catch, though, of the season. It's going to bring up a 3rd down with 1:14 to go. And we're going to get some movement on Aliquippa. Oh, nope.
No,
It's
they're
going to
going
be
on
on Newcastle. So this is going to give the Quips, should be enough for a 1st down. They needed 5, about 5, and that's going to be enough.
Yeah, and that's going to move the chains.
So the 2nd penalty on Newcastle here with 1:05 to go in the quarter is enough for an Aliquippa 1st down, as the Quips will keep the drive alive. Fresh set of sticks here for the mainstay, the powerhouse of WPIAL football, the legendary Aliquippa Quips. Work is in the backfield here on 1st and 10. Council out of the shotgun. Snap, fake to him, going to throw near side. Catch made by Longmire. Longmire got away from one. Longmire turns upfield, ducks his shoulder, and he carries the load all the way down to the 20-yard line. Going to give him forward progress to the 19 on a huge gain that time for Cleaster Longmire, the other running back of the 4, making his presence felt early.
Yeah, he just little swing pass out to the left, and Longmire dodged a cane coming in and then was at open field and just used his strength to get down inside the red zone if they were at the 19-yard line.
It's a 19-yard gain for Longmire. And this Aliquippa offense continues to hum here with 1 second to go in the quarter, and the clock will expire. So the Quips will have a 1st and 10 from the 19, driving here for the Knights' first score as they convert that big play with Longmire, and they'll switch ends, and we'll come back with the second quarter after this. You're watching the WPIAL 4A semifinals on the NFHS Network. You're listening to the audio coverage of the WPIAL 4A semifinals on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
yes,
man?
Sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Designed to promote physical, mental health, and growth among vets, the Pittsburgh Warriors Hockey League is now in full swing, running November to March. The organization helps discharge service members with a service-connected disability. They welcome any vet interested. No prior hockey experience is necessary online at pghwarriorhockey.com. 1st and 10 for Aliquippa. They hand it off to Work, and Work's spinning around in the wash, and he's taken down at the 15-yard line, a gain of 4 that time. And that will bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Aliquippa as we're just underway here in the second quarter.
So far, the Quips have just basically used a little mixture of the run and pass game, and a big play there to Longmire to set up this drive on that 19-yard reception.
This will be just the 8th play of the night for Aliquippa. 2nd and 6 from the 15. Work trying to bounce to the outside, gets another stiff arm, keeps it alive. Work then turns upfield, and he's going to get a couple, maybe to the 14. Actually, they're only going to give him 1 to the 14. Good pursuit that time by the Newcastle defense. 3rd down for Aliquippa.
That's what this Newcastle defense needs to do. It's going to be difficult because they have so many interchangeable running backs. They got to keep an eye on them and will know exactly what they're capable of doing.
So another 3rd down here for Aliquippa. 3rd and 5 from the Newcastle 14 as they attack the end zone to our right with 10:50 to go in the first half. We're scoreless here at Helling Stadium. Council wasn't ready for the snap. There is a flag that comes in.
They're going to call a false start on the offense.
And it is going to be a false start on Aliquippa, so that will push the Quips back 5 once again and make it 3rd and 10. Fourth penalty on Aliquippa. Newcastle had the penalties in the first meeting. They had 12 in the first meeting, but now it's Aliquippa who's got them adding up here in the first half.
Yeah, that's the 5th one for Aliquippa here.
Takes the ball back to the 19, 3rd and 10. And we're going to get a timeout by Mike Warfield and the Quips with 10:28 to go in the first half. It's another Pontius Insurance timeout. And we'll step aside for one as well. Scoreless here. Aliquippa facing a 3rd and 10 coming up next on the NFHS Network and the audio feed on the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
That's the power of Bowser. You're always on the winning team with the power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Third down for Aliquippa as Council hands it off to Work, trying to cut up field on 3rd and 10, and he's going to get back towards the original line of scrimmage of the 15 for a 4-yard gain. You presume that Aliquippa probably will go for it here on 4th and about 6.
Yeah, Alex Williams made a nice ankle grab there to save that play and bring up 4th down here for the Quips. A nice play for the Canes defense.
Yeah, they will not kick much. And they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5 from the 14. Newcastle has converted, we thought, 2 of them. Aliquippa attempting their first 4th down of the night. Work flanks Council. He goes in motion away from us. Snap to Council. He looks. Marcus Council off his back foot throws it. One hops in front of Work. And the Newcastle defense has held with 9:42 to go in the first half. So a Durbiner Law change in possession.
Huge change of possession there for the Canes, matching that of the Quips on the last drive. Both teams going on about 6-minute drives that will end on turnover on downs, as the Canes will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Ironically enough, the first Newcastle possession started at 9:42 of the first. The second one starts at 9:42 of the second. First down, Graham going to throw it. Pumps, Marino going to lob it. Lemon makes the catch in space, tiptoes the sideline, and then he's pushed out of bounds on the Aliquippa sideline, but not before he gets a first down. And a big movement out of the shadow of their own end zone by the Canes on first down. It's a great job by Graham to sell it with the little pump. And then Lemon got loose. J.J. Work pushed him out of bounds.
It's a nice play there by Lemon. Once he caught the ball, be able to keep his balance and go up the sideline, picking up those extra yards after the catch.
1st and 10 for Newcastle at the 26. Graham out of the shotgun. He's flanked this time by Proctor. Snap, little pop pass again to Cox, trying to get to the corner, and he will not. Excellent job that time by Tekoa Gilbert, who flies in there and goes step for step with Cox to throw him down for the loss. There's 2 big linemen, Justice Starks and Khalil Ellerby, coming through there too. It's going to take the ball back to the 23-yard line.
It's a loss of 5.
Cox has been a factor here in this first half. They've tried to give him multiple opportunities here. Graham going to throw it again. Marino sidearms it, dangerously tipped around. He's trying to feed it to Lemon over the middle, and that's incomplete. It'll be third down.
Pinballed around there in the defensive back, and it went all the way back towards the line of scrimmage before falling to the ground.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 15 with 8:46 to go in the first half. And guess what? We're still scoreless. Did you expect anything else here after they only combined to score 30 points in the first game? But, you know, that's been part of the problem for Aliquippa this year is their offense just is not, and that's a byproduct of Council being out, but they have not been the explosive team as we get a false start on Newcastle. That'll back them up 5 again.
That'll be their second penalty of the ball game so far, or excuse me, the third.
Third 5-yard variety. But again, this Aliquippa offense, they take their chances. They go for it on 4th down. Certainly you get behind your quarterback, but this has not been the explosive Aliquippa offense that we've seen in the past. That's just blitzed everybody Newcastle's got to try to take advantage of some opportunities here. Aliquippa's only going to leave the door open so many times.
Oh, there's no question about it. You got Cox at quarterback.
Graham will hand it off to Proctor. Proctor, good head of steam. Proctor just trying to get what he can up to the 25, and he stopped there after a gain of 8.
I thought it was Cox, but it was 13. I seen the 3, and I was thinking that was Kai Cox lining up at quarterback there.
So Newcastle just 1 of 4 on third downs here. There's a look at it again as Proctor. They tried to catch Aliquippa's defense sleeping that time. Omar Thomas will come out to punt it away. Khalil Good is back deep to receive the punt. So these two continue to try to feel each other out here in this first half. Thomas sends one up into the Elwood City night sky, takes a Newcastle hop, a couple of bounces, and it'll be downed near the 36-yard line of the Quips, and that's where they will put it in play. 1st and 10 with 8:01 to go in the first half. And again, we are scoreless here in this WPIAL semifinal. A couple scores from across the region on the Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard update. First quarter updates in 2A and 1A. Seton LaSalle, the number 1 seed, leads Mohawk 7-0. And Fort Cherry has a 7-0 lead on the Shannock in single A. That is, again, the number 1 seed against the 9 seed Lancers in single A. 1st and 10, Aliquippa from their own 36. Does Shannock have a shot tonight? Does Mohawk have a shot tonight? We'll find out here as the night progresses. First down, they go to the ground and working his way to the outside. JJ Work. They got to get him from behind. He bangs around off a couple of guys and a big gain into Newcastle territory to the Canes' 44-yard line on a gain that time of 20 by J.J. Work.
Yeah, Work just did his magic there as he just followed his blockers, get pushed from behind, breaks a tackle as they try to tackle him high, and then he bounces off of that and picks up another 6 yards after that contact for that 20-yard run.
1st and 10 from the Newcastle 44-yard line. 7.5 to go. Quips attack the end zone to our right. As they break the huddle, Council will be in the shotgun once again. He's got 2 receivers to his right, wing to the left. They hand it off again. This is Woods. He explodes. Akiva Woods to the outside, trying to get out of the arm tackle of Cox. He does, and another first down for Aliquippa. He's all the way down inside the 25 to the 24 on another 20-yard gain, and a first down for Aliquippa with 7 to go in the half.
Yeah, that goes quick hitters right now up the gut, and then a great move out to his left, gets around Cox, breaks that tackle, and continues to roll forward, picking up another about 3-4 yards after that contact.
It's good and laid to the left of Council out of the shotgun. Woods stays in the backfield. They'll go to him again on the ground. Woods explodes up the middle again, and he's tackled by Gianni Molina. But he's going to get inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 8 on first down. 48 yards on 3 plays on this drive for Aliquippa.
They are just in sync right now with their running game. That offensive line is creating holes, and they're taking advantage of it. The defense, the linebackers have filled them to a certain level, but they need to come up and make tackles. Unfortunately, they've been catching them from behind.
Coleman and Woods will be in the backfield with Council this time. They'll hand it off. It's Woods again. Slipped through there, but the Newcastle defense is there this time. And we get a little bit after the play. A little business there after the play, but that is cleaned up nicely by Newcastle.
Marcus Wise in on that play there for the Canes defense as they get a little run blitz going, making the play.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 4. That was actually a loss of 1 that time. If you haven't watched Aliquippa this season, you understand why they go with this 4-headed monster. Everybody gives you a little bit of something here. Coleman will be in the wing. It's Work in the backfield again on 3rd and 4. Council fakes to him, rifles it over the middle, and Good is going to go in the end zone for the touchdown. There is a flag down on the far side of the field. There is one in the middle of the field as well. So hold on for a moment. There's a look at the laundry if you're watching. This is going to be an ineligible man downfield on Aliquippa. So it's going to negate the touchdown pass from Council to Good. back up the Quips 5, and it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
It looks like there, Eric, that Aliquippa has found a little weakness with this quick slant from the slot position. They put Could in there and watch him cut inside and let him have that ability between the defensive backs, and it really made a big play. It's something that this defensive coordinator and coaching staff is going to have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
That's the second time they attacked the defense that way.
Slipped right behind the defender. That looked like Cox on the far side. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 from the 23. Council under center. Going to hand it off to Work. Work's going to try to get to the outside. Jermaine Walker cuts him off, and Jermaine Walker throws him down back behind the sticks. And that'll bring up 4th down. Aliquippa is, I believe, going to go for this again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt if they would even think about doing anything else but go for it.
No, they will not kick. It's going to push the ball back to the 26. That was a loss of 3 that time. Good job by this Newcastle defense to stand tall on 3rd down again. The Quips are just 1 of 5 on 3rd down so far. 4th and 13 from the 27. Council's going to empty out the backfield. Stand back in the shotgun. He's got 3 near side, 2 far side. Snap. Council looks. The Yale product steps up. Council rifles it again, and it's incomplete. Intended for Akiva Woods. And another Madur Bonner Law turnover on downs. It'll go the way of the Quips with 4:27 to go in the half.
Yeah, great defense again by the Canes. Forcing him outside. He had a throw on the run, and his throw was just a little high. And it's just a little too tall for his receiver. It falls incomplete, and he'll turn over the ball on downs. Canes will take over 4:27 remaining here in the first half.
From their own 27, they've been backed up in their own territory to start these drives. It'll be Lemon and Harrison, bottom of the formation. 2 receivers top. Proctor, I believe, is the back with Graham. Graham going to air it out far side. Catch is made over there. It's Molina. He ducks his head and is tripped up as he gets near the 35-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 34. It's going to be a gain of 7 on the connection with Graham. Bring up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah,
nice. The stop.
I was going to say just a nice first down play, getting it out to the tight end, out on the flats, and making a turn upfield, picking up 7 good yards on first down. Get this offense maybe going here with the late stages here of the second quarter.
2nd down and 4 from the 33. 4:22 to go in the first half. Still scoreless. Newcastle attacks the end zone to our left. Snap to Graham. Handoff Proctor, trying to get the yardage, but that Aliquippa defense is right there for the stop. Coleman, one of the early guys in there, along with the big fella up front, Jaden Brown, one of the fill-ins on defense. And there's a look at the replay with 4:05 to go. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Let's see if they go back to kind of that RPO plays that they were doing early in the first drive when they held the ball for 6 minutes. They were able to use Graham and then let him make decisions, either optioning the ball or giving it to the back in Walker. Let's see what they chose to do here on 3rd down.
Proctor did pick up a yard, so it's 3rd down and 3 from the 34. Graham out of the shotgun, motion towards us is the wing Molina. They fake it to Proctor. No, they give it to him. Proctor trying to get to the near side, and Khalil Good races in from the backside to cut it off. And had he not been there, Anthony Ingram would have. And that is good defense by the Quips.
He's going to be close
down
to the sticks there, Eric. Just a little bit shy. Probably about a foot, maybe less than that. And no, they're going to give him the first down.
Wow.
They're moving the chains.
So he gets the 3 yards. That's the second 3rd down conversion by the Quips tonight. Just their 4th first down here in the first half. 3:04 to go. They hustle to the line. 1st and 10 for Newcastle. Under 3 to go in the half. Lemon in motion away from us. Shotgun snap to Graham. Fakes, and he will keep. First run of the night for Graham is a good one. Up across the 40 to the 45. And he is cut down there after a nice gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Just doing that RPO again with Graham, and this time he decides to keep the ball and just follows his blockers up the middle, picking up about 7 on the play.
Khalil Good on the stop that time, along with Josiah Boykin. 2nd and 3 for the Canes. Lemon will come to the near side with Cox and Molina. It's Harrison far side. Shotgun for the freshman Graham. 2:17 to go in the half. Newcastle on the march here, 2nd and 3, just outside of midfield. Graham will option to the far side. Proctor cuts back, and Aliquippa's defense is right there to snuff him out back at the 45, no gain.
Yeah, good pursuit there by the Quips defense. Going laterally to their right, making the play, bringing up another 3rd down. Like I said, it's no surprise when we talk about it, but you keep the ball in the hands of Marino Graham, and you let him make some decisions. He's been very good with his decision-making. They have been able to use the passing game effectively. Let's see what they choose to do here. If it's another RPO, possibly with the pass involved.
3rd down and 3 for Newcastle with 1:33 to go in the first half. Snap to Graham. Marino looks, going to air it out over the middle. The catch is made by Cox. 1st down, Newcastle, inching his way towards the sideline, sheds a defender, takes on another one, and is pushed out of bounds on the near sideline by Anthony Ingram, but Cox has the 1st down to keep the Sticks alive with 1:23 to go in the half.
Yeah, Cox made a nice play on that, coming across the middle, makes the catch, and is able to just continue laterally going to his left, going downfield, picking up yard by yard, getting the ball all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Quips here. Minute 23 remaining here in the first half.
Quips will break the Canes will break the huddle. Again, it's Lemon near side along with Stewart. Harrison far side. Full house backfield. Now Cox motions out of it. Graham fakes. Marino's got pressure. He steps up in the face of it, takes off to the sideline, and wisely gets what he can out of bounds over the line of scrimmage. He's down at out of bounds at the 42. That's a gain of 4 for Graham, and 2nd down and 6 coming up. Newcastle's doing a nice job in this game, Tim, of getting, when the play seems bottled up, they're getting what they can offensively, and that's been a big factor for them in keeping some of these drives alive.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they need to do. They got to keep their blocks, keep maintaining them, and giving Graham and their running backs opportunities to create maybe on breakdowns.
Martez Stewart has to get off the field fast. Cox near side, 2 receivers to the right. Graham in the shotgun on 2nd and 6. The freshman, and we get a whistle and a timeout called by Freddie Mazzacco and Newcastle. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Online at pontiusinsurance.com. We'll take a timeout with 1:17 to go as well. Newcastle facing a 2nd down. Scoreless here late in the first half. You're watching the NFHS Network and listening to the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Graham going to scramble on 2nd and 6. He steps up. Marino Graham is going to be taken down near the 39-yard line. We'll mark him right around the 40, actually. It's going to be a short gain of 2. Boykin had the stop once again. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 now for Newcastle. Graham, again, just doing what he can to keep that play alive.
Well, here's an interesting choice here for Coach Mazzacco and his offense. Do you take a shot deep with some of your big playmakers?
43 seconds to go in the half. Graham goes to a hard count, trying to get Aliquippa off sides. He hands it off to the freshman Moore. Maurice Moore will carry the load inside the 35, right to the 35, and a gain of 5. And another 3rd down conversion, another 1st down pickup of 5 that time for the talented freshman Moore, his first carry of the night.
Yeah, huge 1st down pickup. Clock down at 23 seconds.
Yeah, they've got to kind of hurry it up here a little bit as the clock continues to wind. Graham going to go back to pass. He will air it out here. He lobs it down the field. Lemon makes the catch in traffic. Chase Lemon gets loose, tries to break to the outside. He's taken down at the 10 with 9 seconds to go in the half. They stop the clock momentarily to move the Sticks on a gain of 25 from Graham to Lemon. There's a look at the replay. Perfect throw by the freshman to the senior, and they keep it moving here late in this half.
And they just used their final Pontus Insurance timeout with 9 seconds here. Ball in the red zone, outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. So, you know, you got a few plays to the end zone if you choose to. You probably got at least 2 here, Eric. And right now you got to be thinking, can you get the ball to Cox? Can you get the ball to Walker? You know, Lemon. I mean, you have a lot of different choices, but Cox might be the best one to go up high to get it.
Canes are in the red zone. Make sure you check out all your local sporting good apparel at the red zone on Wilmington Road in Newcastle. Yeah, 9 seconds to go from the 11. It's going to be a first down and goal, rather a 1st and 10 from the 11, so the Canes can get one more first down. You got to think they both have to go to the end zone. And remember, Newcastle will get the ball to start the second half, too. So this is a huge drive late in this game, or late in this first half, to try to get points.
Damian Harrison is out there. He's a 6'4" target. Keep an eye on him. He's to the left by himself.
And we're going to get an Aliquippa timeout now with 9 seconds to go. Let's take a quick one. 9 seconds to go in the half. Newcastle facing a 1st and 10 from the 11, driving for the game's first points here on the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know it's...
Back here at Elwood City, Graham going to air it out to the end zone, and it's incomplete with 5 seconds to go on first down. So that'll bring up a second down, and what might be the final play of the first half here.
I think one of the defensive linemen maybe got a hand on that one and deflecting it down. And it'll bring up, as you mentioned, second down, and they'll have to maybe do a quick fade, maybe to the corners. And I'm still thinking you got to think of the big guys. You got to be looking here for Damian Harrison at 6'4", Cox at 6'2", and see if he can get it. Lemon's the shorter guy, but he's been a playmaker. He's only 5'10".
Mardez Stewart is out, and Molina is back in on 2nd and 10 from the 11. It might be the final play of the half. As Graham takes the snap, he's got to look end zone. He throws near side. It's incomplete for Harrison, but it's going to be a pass interference penalty with 1 second left in the half. 1 second remaining in the half, and that's going to be an auto first down for the Canes. Actually, it's going to be half the distance for the Canes. No, this should take it to the 1. This should take it to the 1 on a 10-yard on a penalty. So this should be an auto first down. It's a 15-yard penalty, or a 10-yard penalty rather. So it should be enough.
I think it's half the distance to the
they're
goal.
They're going to say half the distance here. So it's going to remain second down, but it's going to take it down to around the 6.
So a little bit closer to the goal line. And again, you got to look at your tall guys here to see what they can do. Kai Cox is out on the field.
1 second left to go in the half. Mike Warfield's going to use his use it or lose it timeout here with a tick to go.
Coming out of that timeout or last play there, they switched positions between Harrison and Cox. Cox was lining up on the left side as the lone receiver, while Cox was in the bunch on the short side of the ball. So we'll just have to wait and see what Coach Buzaka and his offense draws up here out of this timeout. 1 second remaining, and what else would you expect for these two schools? To come down to the last play of the first half here to see if someone can get some points on the scoreboard.
Let's see if they can. what should be the final play of the half. It's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 6 officially. Graham out of the shotgun. He is
Harrison is the lone receiver to the left.
By Moore. He's got Cox top of the screen and Harrison at the bottom. Graham looks, going to throw it. End zone broken up, and the half is over. Tried to feed it over the middle to Gianni Molina, and that was knocked away at the last second by Anthony Ingram, and the half is going to come to a close, and we are scoreless. 24 minutes in the books, not a point on the scoreboard for either side between these two Parkway Conference rivals. A battle of the two programs with the most WPIAL championships, and it's a stalemate after 24 minutes. We'll come back with the halftime show, give you the stats, and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. A good one here at Elwood City as Newcastle and Aliquippa are scoreless at the half. You're watching the WPIAL 4A semifinals on the NFHS Network. You're listening to the WPIAL 4A semifinals on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years. Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
Halftime here at Helen Stadium in Elwood City. We are scoreless in this WPIAL 4A semifinal between Aliquippa and Newcastle. While we get everything coordinated here for the halftime show on our end, let's take a listen to the halftime show down on the field with the Aliquippa Marching Band, and then Newcastle will take the field immediately after that. You're watching halftime here on the NFHS Network and listening to it on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Oh, my God! Oh, my God! We're about to get... Put it on camera! Not here. Get on the live newscast. You must see us. We're hitting. This song peaked at number 11 on the Billboard chart. We hope you enjoy Carry On Wayward Son.
Yeah, don't.
debuted in 2014 and peaked at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and hit number 1 in the UK. We will now feature our high-kicking candy canes, The Bang Bang by Jessie J, featuring Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj. songs by the Foo Fighters. It was released in 2007. We will now feature the Flatline along with Isabel Serrano, Ethan Matthews, and Joe Marshall on the trumpet solo to the hit song, The Pretender.
Halftime here at Helling Stadium in Elwood City. We are scoreless here between Newcastle and Aliquippa, about 5 minutes away from kickoff of the second half. Take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll give you the halftime statistics, and we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. There's a lot going on, especially in 2 and single A. We'll tell you about it next, coming up on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, real estate, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee.
If you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick's your man. Making your car look as good as new. Nobody does it better than Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands. Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands.
Halftime here continues at Helling Stadium. Eric Thomas, Tim Continenza with you as we are scoreless through the opening 24 minutes of this WPIAL Class 4A semifinal. The winner of next Saturday afternoon's game, title game at Pine Richland to take on either McKeesport or Thomas Jefferson. More on that in a second. This is UPMC Halftime Show. UPMC is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for advanced orthopedic care to get you back on your feet faster. Online at upmc.com. First half stats for the Canes: 61 yards passing. Graham was 9 of 14. They ran the ball 13 times for 46 yards, 4 of 7 on third down, and 3 penalties for 15 yards for the Hurricanes. For Aliquippa, Marcus Council attempted just 4 passes. He was 2 of 4 for 23 yards. They ran the ball 13 times for 65 yards, just 1 of 5 on third down, and 5 penalties for 40 yards in the first half for the Quips. Before we get some analysis here, let's give you the out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Daily routes to Pittsburgh, as well as routes all around Lawrence County. Routes and schedules available at newcastletransit.org. In 4A, they're inching their way towards halftime. McKeesport, a 14-0 lead on Thomas Jefferson. Keemon Spell has a 96-yard touchdown run in that game. So right now, it is McKeesport in the driver's seat over TJ, 14-0. They would go to next Saturday's 4A title game at Pine Richland if they are successful tonight in that game. In 2A, games, these are quarterfinals. The number 1 seed, Seton LaSalle's destroying Mohawk right now, 42-0. Washington leads South Allegheny 17-7. That's midway through the second quarter. Western Beaver has a 21-7 lead on Apollo Ridge at the half, and Steel Valley leads Elwood City 21-0 at the half as well. In single A, Fort Cherry over Shannock 17-0. Shannock did not have a first down in that first half. They also had a pick 6 nullified because of a penalty, and it has not gone their way tonight at all as Fort Cherry, the number 1 seed, is rolling in that game by 17 at the half. Also rolling at the half is the 4 seed Laurel. They are taking apart Chartiers-Houston 28-0. So it looks like Spartans and Fort Cherry next Friday night to go to the single A title game at Acrisure Stadium coming up in 2 weeks. The big surprise of the night, though, right now, late in the second quarter, the 10 seed Jeanette is beating 2 seed Clareton 20-14. Clareton had shut out 8 opponents this year, and Jeanette's got 20 points in the first half against the 2 seed and one of the best defenses in the entire state of Pennsylvania. And Bishop Canavan, a mercy rule over Frazier right now. That's at the half, 35-0. So it looks like, at least right now, that Laurel, Canavan, and probably Fort Cherry are moving on in single A. And in 2A, for sure, Seton LaSalle's got a mercy rule there. They're moving on. Steel Valley, Western Beaver, and Washington are all in control. And then TJ and McKeesport still sort of up in the air. And that's a look at your Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard. Your scoring recap in the first half, it would have been brought to you by Creative Edge. There was nothing to tell you about, though, because these 2 teams were scoreless. So we'll tell you about it after the game. That's your Creative Edge scoring recap. Fully licensed and insured architecture and construction management services will help make your project a reality. For more information, call 724-652-4500. 13-7-2. Aliquippa will kick it away to start the second half. And the Canes will get the ball right back. They had a golden opportunity there at the end of the first half. Couldn't come away with points, though, Tim Continental.
No, they can't. Been stellar coming into this half. Look, it's going to take a big play. One of these two defenses are going to crack, and one of them is going to have a big play against them, either for a score or setting up a score. That's going to be the most difficult part going forward for both schools is can you prevent that big play? Because you can see both teams having opportunities to create, just neither one could punch it through.
Clareton is now taking the lead on Jeanette 22-20, so those two teams go back and forth. Remember, Jeanette made a run last year. They knocked out Shannock in the opening round last year, so they're trying to do the damage again. It's returnable for Lemon at the 20, bumps into his own man. Chase trying to get to the outside. Cuts back, now cuts back again. Chase to the near side, turns upfield. Good return by Lemon. It looked like he was going to be stopped back behind the 20, but he gets his way up towards the 30-yard line, and that's where Marino Graham and company will start 1st and 10 on the first drive of the third quarter. What does Newcastle need to do to finish that drive? Had they gone in there at the end of that first half, that would have been a monster score getting the ball here to start the second, possibly going up 2 touchdowns.
They certainly would have. I think more than anything right now is they got to find ways to get the ball to their playmakers in Cox and Harrison and Lemon. I think when they have the ball in open field, they can do anything possible on a football field.
Mardez Stewart starts the half at wide receiver. He's to the top of the formation. Graham takes the snap. They'll go to the ground on play number 1. Cox turns upfield. Cox to the 30. And we're going to get a face mask penalty on Aliquippa as the flag flies in from everywhere. So Cox is going to gain about 3. And they'll tack on 15 more to the end of it with a personal foul.
That's the 7th penalty for Aliquippa. And their second 15-yard infraction.
Was a first half in which both teams went for it on 4th down. Newcastle converted one of its 2 attempts. Aliquippa did not. But you're right, Aliquippa had the more penalties in that first half. And this is going to take the ball all the way up to the 48-yard line of Newcastle, so they benefit from that. 1st and 10 from the 48. Canes trying to get some points on the board here. Crack the scoreboard for either team for the first time tonight. Read option with Graham. Graham's going to slip through the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to be tripped up as he gets around the 50 and inched his way into Newcastle territory. And tackled that time by Justice Starks and others for the Quips.
Yeah, it's a matter of keeping the ball in their playmaker hand in Marino Graham, and I think that's what the plan is. Let him create. Let him do those RPOs. Let him do those read runs and see what he can come up with.
Graham on 2nd down out of the shotgun, low snap. The freshman looks, he floats one to the far side, and it's dangerously tossed up there and almost picked off, going out of bounds. The intended receiver was Damian Harrison. Akiva Woods had the coverage that time.
Yeah, he went for the big guy in Harrison, and he just laid it out there high and kind of lofted it. If he could have got it a little bit more on the line, it would have been possible for Harrison to go up and get it. That he had to wait for it, and by then it was just too late.
Graham had a stretch where he hit 6 of 7. He's now missed his last 3. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 from midfield. So the first 3rd down opportunity here, the second half. Newcastle trying to keep the sticks moving here as Graham takes the snap. And that play just is very slow developing, but it's going to be whistled dead for a false start on Newcastle. So that's going to push them back 5 and bring up an even longer 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 13.
That's a scenario where the center forgot the snap count. And part of the line moved and the other part stayed still where the ball was snapped, and that'll cost them 5.
You know, Newcastle, okay, so they've had 4 penalties in the contest. Every penalty's been a 5-yarder, though.
Yeah.
Now, it makes it a little bit more of a climb here on 3rd down, but they haven't been hurt by the penalties like Aliquippa has here in this game, and it's fortunate the way that that's gone, but they got to pick up a big first down here. I guess you're figuring here if you get about 10, you're going for it on 4th either way. They break the huddle. Graham's going to be in the shotgun with Cox. Now Cox will motion out of the backfield. They fake to Walker. It's going to get blown dead again. And this one appears to be on Aliquippa. Nope, it's
they're
on
going to
Newcastle.
delay a game.
Man, so they back up the Canes 5 again. Referee initially looked like he was going to point towards Aliquippa. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 18 for Newcastle.
And this is a situation here where you're just looking to make a positive play. Maybe I would look for something, short, maybe even a screen pass. See if you could get that rush coming in and throw over top of it.
Laurel now leads 21-7. We're told 28-0. It was 21-0. It's now 21-7. Graham going to take off on 1st down. Marino Graham's going to get across midfield again. Gets to the outside, a little shimmy move. Stays to the outside and slides down near the 45. So he gets the penalty yardage back. It's going to be a gain of 15 on 3rd and 18. So that's going to leave 4th down and short. And they possibly might go for it here with 10.5 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Mario Graham has done all season long, has been able to weave his way through a defense and take advantage of his ability to see the entire field.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down as expected. 4th down and about 4. Call it 3, really, a long 3 for Newcastle. They fake it. Graham going to roll out. Graham uncorks it, finds Molina. He's tackled near the stick.
I think he's going to be short.
Cleaster Longmire had the stop. And, Molina had to fall forward to give it the appearance that he got the 1st down. Let's see. And they're going to call for a measurement here with 10:23 to go. This is going to be tight.
I can't quite see that far away. It looks like just past the hash markers where the sticks are, and I'm trying to see where the ball...
He's right on it and might have this by the nose of the football. Look at our crowd here. The Aliquippa faithful says that's going our way.
We'll find out here shortly.
And they bring the sticks. Let's see. It's going to be short.
Going to be just inches.
Cleaster Longmire with a great stop. And it's another Madurbanner Law change in possession. Protect your assets online at MadurbannerLaw.com. So Aliquippa's defense holds. Cleaster Longmire for the moment, perhaps a play of the game because of the stop on 4th down. Whew.
10:23 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
If Molina didn't have 3, he had like 2.9 yards on that play. 1st and 10 from the 42 for Aliquippa, still in search of points. These two teams. Who does a lower scoring game favor right now, do you think? Aliquippa's had to win these games late, and they've had a lot of low scoring games this season. Newcastle had to do it last week just to get to this point. Somebody's got to blink. They're going to adjust the clock here to 9:53, so it's 9:53 left to go in the quarter. Clock did not stop. They were having trouble getting the scoreboard set for the 4th down play. So they get that all readjusted. It's 9:53 to go in the quarter. 1st and 10 for Aliquippa on their own 42-yard line. Council out of the shotgun. He's got Woods in the backfield. The speedy Woods gets bounced around and pinballed right back into the hands of Travis Wetzel, who makes the stop back around the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. Give Woods 1 on the play. He's the leading rusher for Aliquippa tonight. 6 carries for 35 yards. Work has 7 for 32. Other than that, the Quips offense has been tough to get in motion here.
Pressure on this defense to continue to hold the Canes into this ball game.
2nd down and 9 for Aliquippa. Council out of the shotgun. A high snap, gives it to Woods again, and Woods is corralled again. He's going to really just stretch for maybe another yard that time. Wetzel factored into that tackle once again, along with DJ Gordon. It's going to be 3rd down. They're going to actually give him forward progress there and say he got 2. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Council out of the shotgun, checks to the sideline. Work is back in the game in the backfield with him. Council the snap. Going to throw it over the middle. Too high for Khalil Good. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, imagine they'll go for it again here. Though they're changing personnel. Maybe they're bringing the punt unit on for the first time here tonight.
They are going to punt this away. Renardo Ramiro will punt it away for the Quips, at least for the moment.
This is a area of the field where you have to pay attention to fakes. Anytime you're close to midfield, 4th down, 5, 6, 7 yards, great opportunity if you have a trick play to use.
And we do have a correction again. That Laurel score is 28-7, so Laurel is rolling. We were correct the first time, 28-7. It's a low snap. That might have been tipped, and this is going to go nowhere. It's going to take an Aliquippa bounce, and Good's going to let it go as far as he can and down it near the 30. That was partially tipped, but we do have a flag down. You got to be kidding me if they're going to call a roughing the punter. It is a personal foul.
They're going to say he didn't get a hand on the ball.
Running into
because
the
he got part of the ball, you could run into the kicker. And the officials are saying that no ball was, the hand did not touch the ball at all, which I'm not sure is true. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. I'd like to get a little closer look.
So that's going to give the Quips a 1st down, and that completely flips the momentum of this game because Newcastle had a stop. Aliquippa was punting. And that's going to take the ball into Newcastle territory to the 39. It's 1st and 10 at the 39. Big moment here in this game for Aliquippa's offense. As Work gets the call, Work goes right up the gut, and J.J. Work, after the penalty, goes to the house. 39 yards for the first touchdown of the night. We finally got some points on the board here with 8:13 to go in the 3rd as J.J. Work explodes and makes Newcastle pay for the penalty. That's his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, and he got through the traffic basically untouched.
Yeah, once he got through the initial line of scrimmage, it was just a race to the end zone, and Work was able to stretch it out for that touchdown. Looks like they'll settle for a single here, Eric, and bring the kicking unit in.
They will attempt the extra point. Kick is away, and it is through. So our new score with 8:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, a 39-yard touchdown run by J.J. Work, and Aliquippa has taken a 7-0 lead on Newcastle. You're watching the 4A semifinals on the NFHS Network, listening to the 4A semifinals on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary, 5 plays, a minute and 40 seconds. As J.J. Work goes 39 yards for the touchdown. Cox going to get the return, and he's going to go nowhere at the 25. And you're seeing a little bounce in the step of the Aliquippa Quips now, up 7-0 with 8:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. So let's recap here. Molina was marked short on the 1st down attempt on 4th down by Newcastle. And, I mean, he was right there. Just came up about a half a ball short. And then on what looked like a tip punt, they say it was running into the kicker. It was a personal foul. Set up Aliquippa with new sticks, and then the next play, Wark goes 39 yards for the touchdown. 1st and 10 for Marino Graham and company. Snap. Graham under duress, lost the ball, and Aliquippa pounces on it. And this game has flipped immediately in the Quips' favor as the first turnover, true turnover of the night. The ball slips out of the hands of Marino Graham, and Aliquippa takes over with 8:02 to go in the third.
Yeah, it might have been a low snap there. He went down low to pick it up, and it kind of just flinged out of his hands. And when he took a step back, and in the process, the ball was on the ground, and the Quips jumped on it quickly. So they're on the move again inside the red zone.
1st and 10 from the 18. That's a loss of 7 by Graham on the play. This is all of a sudden dangerous territory now for Newcastle. With Aliquippa driving, they go to Work again. Work up the gut right side. J.J. Work is going to get all the way down inside the 5, and he is tackled at the 1. 17 more for J.J. Work, and another Aliquippa first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
And quickly the Quips come quick to the line.
Work with 9 carries for 88 yards. They give it to Work again, and he's going to be stopped short back at the 1-yard line that time for no gain. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, lose about a half yard on the play, so it's just outside the 1 now.
Gianna Molina had the stop for Newcastle that time. They can ill afford to go down 2 scores.
See if they just keep it in Cancel's hands here and just see if he falls that big offensive line.
2nd and goal from the 1. Handoff, Coleman. Coleman is stuffed. And Newcastle came away with the ball.
Oh, my goodness.
They took the ball away from Coleman, as coming out of the pile with it is Jaden Schaefer, who saves the season for the Canes with 7 minutes to go in the third.
It was just a big pile of humanity there. And next thing we know is the official showing the ball will hit the ground and was picked up there by the Canes as they will take over deep in their own territory. But this defense turns away to keep them alive with 7 minutes here to play in the third quarter.
They could not go down 2 scores at that point. And Jaden Schaefer coming up with maybe the biggest play of the season for Newcastle as he recovered that fumble. Graham will stand in his own end zone. Not out of trouble yet. Graham a snap, quick throw to the far side. Catch is made by Cox, and Cox will dance around and get out of the shadow of his own end zone, and that'll take it up to the 7 for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and about 5.
Yeah, just a nice quick hitter on the outside. Get it to your playmaker, and he's able to wrestle his way up the sidelines for about 5 yards and bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Same line again for Newcastle at start of the game. It's Walker in the backfield with Graham this time. Molina's in the slot near side. Shotgun snap to Graham. He surveys. Graham going to air it out. He's looking deep down the field. It's intercepted by Khalil Good. Good to the outside. Good down the sideline, and good for the touchdown. There's a flag after the play, but Aliquippa is going to have a 2-touchdown lead with 6:10 to go for the moment.
The freshman threw into coverage over the middle, and Good just played center field, jumped in front of the ball, took it back to the house for a pick 6. We may have a penalty on the return here. Let's see.
So block in the back on Aliquippa. So this is going to take the touchdown away. It will be 1st down Aliquippa as Graham is picked off. That's the 8th interception thrown by the freshman, but it nullifies the penalty, or nullifies the touchdown on the penalty. So it's going to back the Quips up. Boy, could 2 weeks in a row Newcastle benefit from a penalty?
All the momentum is with the Quips when the defense came away with a huge play inside the 5, getting that fumble return. Now they're going to have to go back out there and do it again here for the Canes, still trailing by 7.
There is all the momentum on the Aliquippa side right now. Council under center. They're going to keep it on the ground and work. Work found space again, spun around and dropped inside the 25. Good run on first down by J.J. Work, who's pushing his way towards 100 yards here tonight. 39 of them coming on the only touchdown as we're inside 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's going to be down to the 23-yard line on a gain of 5. Eleven carries, 93 yards for Work tonight. He's been doing work. He's the guy that's been doing it all season long, over 800 yards rushing for the Quips this season. Deep I formation now. Handoff to Woods, cuts back. Woods tackled by Williams and Cox, but he's got a first down inside the 15.
Yeah, just playing power football here, Eric, as they line up in the eye, use Woods and just take it right to the left side, picking up extra yards, getting into the defensive backs of Newcastle.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 14 for Aliquippa. Newcastle defense needs a stand here once again. Council under center. They go with that deep eye again. It's Woods again. Woods slips through. Woods, did he lose the ball again?
I think he did.
Woods lost the ball again, and Newcastle has come away with it again. It's another Maduro ball turnover on the field with 4:49 to go. In this one in the third quarter, and the Newcastle defense gets to stop yet again.
Second straight turnover they cause and get the ball back to this offense. Right now, Marino Graham and this offense needs to settle down, know what they do so well. They do well running RPOs, those read options, and then try to hit the big play. Let's see if they get back to the rushing game that they've been so well at earlier in the ball game.
Did not see who stripped it or came away with it, but it's 1st and 10 for Newcastle at the 10. Snap, Graham going to keep. He's going to run up the middle. Marino Graham explodes. Marino Graham is planted by Akiva Woods. Good run on first down by Graham. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about half the sticks with 4:35 to go in the third. It's a gain of 8 actually by Graham. 31 yards on 7 carries now for Marino Graham.
You just got to play your style of football here if you're this offense, and that is, it goes through Marino Graham. And he has to be able to read a defense and make plays of who's going to give the ball to.
Motion by Lemon away from the formation. Handoff Walker. Walker up the middle. First down, Newcastle. Tackled by Good. And they'll move the chains with 4:02 to go in the quarter. Takes the ball up over the 25 to the 20. Where are we at here? The 23?
23-yard line, yes.
Good run by Walker that time. He's had the early carries for this team, but he's been quiet since. 1st and 10 for Newcastle from the 23. Graham sends a man in motion. Snap. They pop pass it to Cox again. Cox turns upfield. Kai Cox looking for a head of steam. Gets out of one tackle and then is dragged down or hit down as he gets enough to gain on first down of about 8 that time. Taken down on the play there by, I believe it was Jaden Brown who had him. Check that. That was Justice Starks. It's a 9-yard gain that time. And off. Up the middle we go again. Walker. Good first down run by Jermaine Walker. Well, he is running with some purpose tonight up to the 45-yard line. 13-yard gain that time for Walker. Balancing out this offense with who's getting the touches tonight, but Walker's been strong. 6 carries, 30 yards. Big first down for the Canes with 2:35 to go in the quarter. Trying to tie this game up with a quarter to go. Graham out of the shotgun. Snap, pitch, nope, fakes. Graham up the middle. Graham again gets the yardage across the 45. Taken down near midfield by Josiah Boykin.
He could pick up 3 on that play, and it's just a matter of keeping the ball in the hands of Marino Graham and let him make decisions. He makes some good decisions running the ball. His passing decisions has cost him a couple times, laying his receivers out there for hits. But most importantly right now, they're moving the ball.
2nd down and 7 for Newcastle. 1:50 to go in the third. 2 near side, 1 far side. Shotgun for Graham. Looks to the far side. Throws it that way. Flag comes down as he hits Molina. Would be a first down. This is going to nullify a big game by Molina as he's down to the 20-yard line. Would be good enough for a gain of 22, but there's going to be a flag for holding way back at the line of scrimmage. And Molina is shaken up after the play. If you're watching, there's a good look at the laundry. Officials' timeout here as they tend to Molina. Call from the official is going to be a hold on Newcastle. So that'll be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. So we're starting back near the line of scrimmage. 7th penalty on Newcastle tonight. This one a costly one, and it may have cost more than just the yardage because Molina is still down on the field. 1:37 to go in the third quarter. 7-0 Aliquippa on a touchdown by J.J. Work as Molina is able to get up. Remember, they lost Quaylen Davis last week to an elbow injury. And again, if you missed our pregame show, the word is that he may have a shot to play if Newcastle can come back and win this game tonight, next week in the WPIAL final. That remains to be seen, but there is a chance that they could have Quaylen Davis back for that title game next week against either TJ or McKeesport. Right now, it looks like it's going to be McKeesport if Newcastle wins this. First things first, though. So they're going to have a 2nd and 17. Clock will start back up again, 1:34 to go in the third. Be a shotgun for Graham. Now down to 1:25 to go. 2nd and 17, trips to the far side, snap to Graham, he's going to keep it. Option near side dangerously, and Walker is rocked by Anthony Ingram. Trying to fight through that and get yardage, and he got a couple that time, but it's going to be 3rd and long.
Walker was able to handle that high, hard pitch there by Graham. It was up by his eyes, but he was able to grab it and continue forward to pick up a couple yards. It'll be 3rd down and long coming over here for the Canes. You got to figure they're going to have to put the ball in the air here, and it's been kind of precarious this second half when they try to throw the ball.
Graham was picked off here in the third quarter. Almost cost Newcastle big time as he's back to pass on 3rd and long. Time has to check it down to Cox. That's going nowhere. And Kai Cox will be taken down right near the line of scrimmage. There's Coleman again, and that's going to force 4th down with 27 seconds to go. Here in the quarter, Newcastle does not have to punt it. They can go to the 4th here after that, but that play went nowhere. I do think Newcastle will take this to the 4th quarter and wisely do so. So it was Aliquippa's offense that had all kinds of problems in the first half. Second half, so far, it's Newcastle's that can't really move it. Too many turnovers. Aliquippa almost takes a 2-score lead. Back and forth we go with the turnovers. And the only touchdown so far, a 39-yard run by J.J. Work. 7-0 Aliquippa as we go to the 4th on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
You guys ready? seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do?
We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County.
Start of the fourth quarter, and it's a high snap to Thomas, and he's going to have to fall on it back inside the 25 at the 22, and Aliquippa is going to get possession to start the fourth quarter at the Newcastle 22-yard line.
Yeah, it has been a problem for Newcastle this year with this long snaps, and unfortunately that one came back to haunt them again. And it's going to put another pressure on this defense to come up big for a third straight time, where Aliquippa has had the ball deep in their own deep into Canes territory.
Got an official's timeout on the field. A couple of out-of-town scores to pass along to you now. Steel Valley 28-0 over Elwood City at Seton LaSalle, 42-7 over Mohawk. These are all in AA. Washington leading South Allegheny 24-7, and Western Beaver leading Apollo Ridge 28-7. So those are all into the second half, and it looks like the semifinals in 2A are about set. Fort Cherry is going to go to the 1A title game yet again. They're leading the Shannock 30-3. They hand it off to Work. Flag comes in, and Work to the 20 for the moment on a gain of 3. But we'll see the
flag down, Eric, and it's going to be holding against the offense.
It's going to be at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be 10 yards from the line. Seventh penalty tonight on Aliquippa, but to their credit, they've only had 2 here in the second half. One of them was almost costly. That was the face mask penalty, but Newcastle's been unable to take advantage of anything here tonight. First and 20 now from the 33. Work in the backfield, shotgun snap to Council. They hand it off. Work running left side, crunched right near the line of scrimmage, right near the 35. We'll mark him at the 34. It's going to be a loss of 1 for Work and bring up second and long.
Yeah, again, that defense for the Canes coming up big. Trying to strip the ball again. Almost achieved it one more time there, but brings them down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
This Aliquippa team is, and you can tell that they're playing much more conservative than normal. They are just pounding the football tonight. 21 carries between Woods and Work. And on 2nd and 21, the motion work out of the backfield. So Council back to pass. He dumps it up. Middle screen. It's almost intercepted. Almost by Travis Wetzel.
No, Wetzel, excuse me.
That'll bring up 3rd and long. How about the Quips tonight are 1 of 6 on 3rd down, and they're going to face another one. Here's a look at the replay if you're watching the video feed. You'll see Wetzel stay at home and almost nab that one out of the sky. 3rd and 21 for Aliquippa, 10:48 to go. From the 34, they lead at 7-0. Council will have 3 near side, 1 far side. Work in the backfield, standing to his left. Shotgun snap to Council. He's back to pass. He looks. Going to air it out, looking for the end zone, looking for Lay. It's tipped, knocked around, and Lay almost came down with it, but it's going to fall incomplete and bring up 4th down. Almost had it on the ricochet.
Close on the ricochet there.
Lay was the one who caught the game-winning touchdown a week ago against Trinity. And Aliquippa is apparently going to send the punting unit out here.
Yeah,
they're going to put it in the hands of their defense here to protect this
4th
lead.
and 21. I guess the idea is to pin them deep. Got to think of you got to pay attention here. Anything's possible where the ball's at.
Work and Longmire in the backfield. It's a wobbly snap. That's just pooched up in the air. And Newcastle's got to get away from it. That's going to be down by Cleaster Longmire at the 25. So that's where Newcastle is going to take over 1st and 10 with 10:32 to go in the game, down 7-0.
The punter for Aliquippa did a nice job handling that low snap. It did hit the ground, and he picked it up, but he never got down low with a knee to end the play and then just gave it a little quick, little pooch, and he just got a few yards on the punt.
Steel Valley, a 35-0 lead on Elwood City. That's into the fourth. So that game is in the mercy rule as well in 2A. First down handoff on the play to Proctor, and that goes nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, you're running out of time here as the clock's going to run down to the last 10 minutes here tonight. And now the Canes got to take advantage of this opportunity. They got to find a way to get a drive going. They haven't had a big drive since the opening drive of the game, where they went 6 minutes and picked up a couple first downs along the way before turning the ball over on downs.
2nd down and 10 from the 26. 9:53 to go. Newcastle attacks the end zone to our left. Motion by Lemon towards us. Snap. Graham fakes. Marino Graham going to lob it. Molina in and out of his hands and almost intercepted. He had Molina streaking up the field. That was almost caught by Molina, but tipped and almost intercepted by Aliquippa. And we're going to face a 3rd and 10 here now for Newcastle.
Yeah, just kind of like a play-action RPO there. Going right down the seam was Molina, and the ball was just a little underthrown, and defenders were able to knock the ball down and almost pick it off. And we got an injured Quip at the 40-yard line, and bring up 3rd down and 10 with 9:41 here to play in the third quarter. It's going to be important here. You got kind of a free timeout here. Get that offense design here and pick a good play to maybe pick up some few yards. You really don't want to punt the ball back with just 9:40 left in the ball game. So you got to find a way to get this first down, or if not, get close to the sticks where you have an opportunity to really make a determination to go on 4th down.
Winner of this game will go to the 4A title game next Saturday at Pine Richland. And it's going to be opposite of either McKeesport or Thomas Jefferson.
You know, we talked about coming into the second half, big plays were going to determine this ball game. So far, all the big plays have been coming offensively from the Quips. However, the defense for Newcastle has stand up big time, creating some turnovers and giving themselves opportunities. Now it's up to this offense and Marino Graham and his teammates to make it happen. Let's see if they can get some of their playmakers involved in Kai Cox and Chase Lemon and, of course, Harrison, and see what they can do. Because right now, that's going to be key for them.
Fourth quarter in the other semifinal, McKeesport leads Thomas Jefferson 14-3. TJ just turned the ball over deep in McKeesport territory. So that game, it seems like, is going the way of McKeesport right now. The other shocking score that's going on right now in single A, it was at one point 22-20 Clareton over Jeanette, and it's still there at the half. So Clareton and Jeanette in a tight game in single A, as Cleaster Longmire is the injured Quip, and he is up and okay. Quarterfinals in single A next week. Quarterfinals or semifinals, rather, the semifinals in single A and double A next week. The title games in 4 and 6. 3 and 5 also semis next week. 3rd down and 10 for Newcastle. 9:41 to go. And they're on their own 26-yard line. They trail at 7-0, trying to find some life in this offense late in this game, and we get a whistle before the snap. We're going to get another 5-yard penalty, a pre-snap penalty on Newcastle. It's going to back them up 5, and now it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Yeah, make it a little harder on yourselves right now. You know what you don't want to do deep in your own territory. Ball will be back at the 20-yard line. So they're going to have to advance it all the way out to the 36-yard line. It's a long way to get there. They're going to have to find a way to get it to their playmakers, see what they can do in open spaces.
9:40 to go, and Newcastle does have all 3 timeouts left. I had a punt go over the head of Omar Thomas on the last one, the snap. They'll go a little end around with Lemon. Lemon trying to direct traffic. Can't get down the field as Aliquippa is all over it. It's Ingram and Coleman once again as they cut off the edge, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, a nice call, actually, from the bench there. I like the idea of a misdirection and getting the ball in the hands of Lemon. Unfortunately, got to give the Quips credit. They stayed in their assignments, never left the field on that reverse, and in the process brings up 4th down and punting unit. Let's see if they can get a better snap this time and see if Omar can get one off.
Again, it went over his head the last time. Aliquippa had a shot. It's a wobbly snap. He can't hang on to it again. He's going to have to eat it. They lost the football. It is loose. It is picked up by Aliquippa. It's going to be 1st and goal. Quips at the Newcastle 5-yard line with 8:46 to go.
Wow, that's just another huge play by this Aliquippa special teams. This time, again, getting into the backfield, forcing Omar unable to handle that original snap. As you can see right here, he dropped it, and then right there, here comes the defense, and that was it. And he drops the ball a second time, setting them up 1st and goal inside the 5.
Quips looking to end it here with 8:46 to go. They go up 2 scores at this point. It is going to be academic, and they're going to go back to the WPIAL 4A title game unless Newcastle finds lightning in a bottle fast. Council under center. Snap, handoff, Longmire. Longmire sheds a tackle, and then he's dragged to the turf by Molina, who's able to corral him, but he gets down to around the 1-yard line on a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and goal.
The effort that this defense has put in the second half, deep at their own goal line, has just been beyond heroic here for the Canes. They're going to have to come up again. They made some hits in the backfield. They're going to have to get one in the backfield here. They're going to have to make penetration and make the play.
That deep eye once again behind Council. They hand it off. Longmire pushing his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run for Cleaster Longmire. And with 8:07 to go in the 4th quarter, it is now 13-0 Aliquippa.
I got to give Aliquippa credit. They have just put the pressure on the Canes, and the Canes have made the mistakes turning the ball over deep in their territory throughout the second half. And finally, the Quips are able to cash in when they get the ball inside the 5.
They'll kick the extra point. It is away, it is up, and it is good. 14-0 Aliquippa as they go in front with 8:07 to go in the contest. It's getting late for the Canes. Do they have a rally in them? We'll find out next. You're watching the 4A semifinals on the NFHS Network and listening to the 4A semifinals on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family-owned and operated since 1915.
Kick off the school year with a visit to Simms Cafe on Wilmington Road, serving breakfast, lunch, and signature beverages. Stop in, give them a call, or order online at simscafe.net. Kids 10 and under get a free pancake or waffle every Saturday. With new specials weekly, it's no wonder Simms Cafe is where sandwiches equal smiles.
Back here at Helling Stadium in Elwood City, Eric Thomas and Tim Continenz with you. 2 plays, 5 yards. The 1-yard touchdown run by Cleaster Longmire, and it's 14-0 Aliquippa with 8:07 to go in the Newcastle Hurricane season. As this end-over-end kick is going to bounce, and Newcastle's going to need a big return by Wise as he gets a semi-decent one up to the 35, and that's where Newcastle's going to start. 1st and 10 now with 7:59 to go. The interception by Marino Graham doesn't hurt the Canes, but, man, the special teams tonight have been a disaster for this Newcastle team.
And that's exactly it. The punting game has just left them completely in the second half, and getting the good snap and getting the punt off. They're behind the 8 ball. There's no question about it. They're going to need a big play. Let's see if they get one developed.
Early in the drive here is Graham back to pass. Another check down. He hits Walker. Walker dives forward to about the 39 on a gain of 4 that time. So it's 2nd and 6. The first downs have not been, or the first down plays anyway, have not been a problem for this Newcastle team tonight. I mean, they've picked up enough on first down to be respectable. They just have not been able to get it done any other time tonight. Their offense is stuck in neutral right now. Second catch tonight for Walker. 2nd and 6 for Newcastle. Snap to Graham. He's going to roll out to the far side. Graham thought about it. Now he is going to dump it off. Pass is in and out of the hands of Lemon on the sideline. It would have been good enough for a first down. Dropped it. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, they rolled Graham out to his right, and he looked like he was going to run it a couple different times. At the last second, scenes Lemon by the sticks and threw a nice pass to him, but Lemon unable to make the catch, and that has been the story of the night. Every time they have had opportunities to move the sticks, they seem to find a way to prevent it.
They're down and 6 from the 39. Rolling out to the far side again is Graham. Almost got tripped up, gets set, fires, pass is tipped, and it is caught near midfield and going to be good enough for a Newcastle first down as Chase Lemon gets underneath of it and somehow is able to corral that on a gain of 11.
Yeah, look at this. The ball is tipped high, and then he just dives forward and makes the catch at the 49-yard line to keep the drive alive. I mean, Chase Lemon doesn't give up on plays, as we've seen him many times. Right there's an example of that. Right now they need a big play, though, as the clock is going to be the 12th man of this team for the Quips.
10th first down tonight for Newcastle. Now Graham comes to the other side on first down. Looking, he's going to lob it down the field, trying to feed it down the field to Wise. Rather, that was Lemon again, and that one's going to be incomplete and bring up 2nd down. We do have a flag down way back at the line of scrimmage. It's probably going to be an ineligible downfield again.
See if they accept the penalty or they will take the down.
It is an eligible man downfield for the 3rd time tonight on either side. I would take the penalty yardage because you're playing field position here. You back up Newcastle. If you stop them and force a punt, you're icing this game.
Oh, there's no question about it. They took the 5 yards.
So it is going to be 1st and 15 as they accept the penalty. That's the 9th penalty on Newcastle tonight. 1st and 15 from the 46. Graham in the shotgun. Snap. Marino looks to his right. Now he comes back left. Going to throw it, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, the freshman's passes tonight have been tall. A little either too much air underneath or just too tall for his receivers. And has fallen incomplete again. 2nd down and 15 coming up here for the Canes. Anything downfield, he hasn't been really that accurate here tonight, and that's when they had the opportunities defensively to pick him off earlier in the first or second half, I should say.
15 of 26 tonight for Graham. 2nd and 15 from the 46. Newcastle needs penalties. We get another flag before the snap.
I think we're going to false start.
And we are against Newcastle. Penalty number 10.
So they're going to be 2nd down and 20 coming up here.
Takes the ball back to the 41.
And it's 1 step up, 2 steps back here for the Canes offense all night long. They really have not been able to penetrate this defense whatsoever, and they've been shooting themselves in the foot this entire second half.
Mardez Stewart comes into the game offensively as Graham will have a 2nd and 20. He's got 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Cox motions out of the backfield. Another pre-snap flag.
Yeah, I think we have movement again.
I mean, it is just avalanching right now for Newcastle.
It's just coming unheaved right now. Everything they do is just going the wrong direction.
It's going to make it 2nd and 25. 11 penalties for 70 yards in this game against Newcastle. Stewart is out. It's going to be Harrison, Cox, Lemon, the Arsenal. Molina is going to be slot on the near side. 2nd and 25 from the 36. 6:31 to go. Newcastle attacks the end zone to our left. Graham going to roll out. Graham on a design quarterback run trying to get to the corner. Flag comes
Another
in.
flag, yeah.
It's going to be a holding penalty against Newcastle as Graham got to the sideline and slipped. But this is going to be called back. It's either a block on the back or it's going to be a hold.
Yeah, it'll probably be either way. It doesn't really matter. And this will be the, third straight play with a penalty against the Canes. 2 were back-to-back infractions on a false start, and this one is actually on a play. We might as well push them back some more.
It is a hold on Newcastle. Aliquippa will, of course, accept.
We'll put the ball back at the 32-yard line, as that penalty was enforced from the spot of the foul.
2nd and 29 with 6:24 to go. From the 32, Graham out of the shotgun. Snap, it's a low snap. Graham design run again. Graham got tripped up trying to keep it alive to the outside, gets to the 40, and then he's wrangled out of bounds over the 40. And there is Avery Coleman once again to the 40, call it the 42, 41-yard line. It's a good run of 9 that time by Graham, but, man, they are just up against it right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult assignment here. 3rd down and a mile still to go.
3rd and 22 from the 43. 2 right, 1 left. 3rd down. Really the season hanging in the balance here for Newcastle. Low snap, Graham, pressure. Marino sidesteps, lost the man defensively. Now he steps up in the pocket, gets out of 1. He's going to get dragged down again. There is Takoa Gilbert once again, and that is going to force the punt. So the marathon drive and the penalties just murder Newcastle on that drive, and they'll have to punt it away. And this has not been an easy thing to do here. It's going to be 4th and 18 with 5:12 to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, special teams has had its issues with punting the ball here in the second half. Either a bad snap or a bad catch by Omar, and we'll see what transpires here. But with the clock winding down under 5 minutes, it's not good news for the Canes.
Laurel is into the semifinals in single A as Thomas does get one away this time. Newcastle will just race down the field and down it. Aliquippa had nobody back to receive it. It's going to be down around the 19. There is another flag down back up field just over the 50 at the 47. Laurel is into the single A semifinals. They win tonight over Chartiers-Houston 40-21. They're going to take on Matt Sieg and Fort Cherry next weekend. Fort Cherry is cruising past Shannock right now. Going to be a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the Quips. So that's going to be 15 yards from where the ball was downed.
So it'll be half the distance as the ball was down inside the 15-yard line at the 14. So it'll be down at the 7-yard line here. Be 1st and 10 for the Quips there.
4:39 to go in this one. Aliquippa just has to nuke the next 4.5 minutes, and they're going to go back to the WPIAL title game.
Yeah.
This
just like they have so many times in the past.
Resilient team, this team that didn't have its starting quarterback for the longest chunk for about a month. It was 3 games, really. Came back last week through the game-winning touchdown, and, man, they are just pounding Aliquippa here tonight as they go to the ground and Work breaks loose. Work's got a chance down the sideline, stiff arms a man, and he's taken out of bounds by Cox on the Newcastle sideline. They get him off that sideline, but a huge first down. We get a late flag, another late flag after the play. Work is going to be over 100 yards rushing here with 4:29 to go.
I understand the flag because there was contact made by a Newcastle player on the bench as he ran into him. He turned his shoulder. Oh, they're going to call it on the offense. Take that back on Aliquippa. So, I mean, incorrect in my analysis there.
They tried to get work off the sideline fast.
Yeah, he
and
must
get
have
him away, and he kept jawing with somebody after the plays over. He's an emotional guy. We know that. And that's unfortunate for him that
it's an emotional game.
Takes away that big run, but it's going to back the Quips up, so it's 15 yards from the end of the run. So it was enough for a first down for Work. And we're going to get an official's stoppage here quickly. So Work is going to go over 100 yards. That was a big first down run for him. They're going to reset the clock to 4 minutes and 32 seconds. They will go back to the ground and Work again, and he's going to have to get out of one.
Go.
Keeps moving the legs forward, and he gets cracked as he gets to the 20. Going to lose 3 that time.
He is tough to bring down on the initial contact, and he's able to stay alive and roll around and get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, he's going to lose a couple on the play. But bottom line is the clock continues to run, and that's all the Quips really want to see right now is keep that ball pounded on the ground and keep that clock going. That's the 12th man with this 2-touchdown lead.
This is going to be a two-man operation here tonight with Akiva Woods and J.J. Work, as they've now gone for 23 carries and 170 yards. That is the offense for the Quips tonight as we get a pre-snap flag.
Yep. I think we have a false start, yeah.
On Aliquippa to back them up 5 more. It's penalty number 10 tonight for Aliquippa. So the season is dwindling away here for Newcastle. It's been a successful run as they're going to finish the season probably 9-3, barring some kind of miracle here in the next 3.5 minutes. And talk about a team that really has rebuilt itself and turned itself back around under Fred Mazzocco. This team was giving up 41 points a game 3 seasons ago. They've shrunk that down to 10. And this has been a low-scoring game here tonight as Aliquippa is just going to be content to keep it on the ground here and start churning away the rest of that clock.
You got to give Aliquippa credit. They took advantage of the tournament here as the way it was set up is kind of a replay of the Parkway Conference. Newcastle winning the conference. Montour finished second, and third was Aliquippa. And Aliquippa is going to advance to the championship game.
Well, Montour and Newcastle tied for the conference.
That's true.
Newcastle got the
higher seed. That is correct. And I was going to say, and now here's the technically third place team, second place team, however you want to call it, making the run to the finals. So, I mean, you got to give the Quips a lot of credit for what they able to achieve here in postseason play.
So Aliquippa is on its way here. Again, these two teams have combined for 31 WPIAL titles, 1,565 wins. They are respectively 5th and 7th on the all-time wins list in Pennsylvania. Aliquippa is the only high school in the country with 3 Hall of Famers in Darrell Rivas, Ty Law, and Mike Ditka. Pennsylvania, if you can believe this or not, has 2 high schools in Aliquippa and McDevitt. One of them has 3 Hall of Famers, the only school in the country to have that, and the other one is the only high school in the country to have 2 10,000-yard rushers in the NFL. Of course, a tie there because those 2 teams met twice in the last 4 years for the state finals. As Work is going to carry again, clock's going to stop here due to a timeout. Gianni Molina's had 2 straight tackles here for Aliquippa, or for Newcastle. As Aliquippa is going to have a 4th down. Newcastle caught a timeout, trying to save as much time as they can with 3:08 to go.
Well, the only chance you have is to get the ball back or create a turnover, and here comes 4th down, so you have to call the timeout here to give yourself any opportunity. Let's see what they can come up with.
It's been a battle of the number 1 and number 3 scoring defenses in the WPIAL. It did not disappoint tonight. The other 2 in that top 4 are TJ and McKeesport, if you can believe that. So the top 4 defenses were all in the semifinals in 4A.
Not a shock.
And you look back at the beginning of the season, and, the big story for Aliquippa, obviously, was that Mike Warfield came back to coach this team. But they sort of flew under the radar the whole season, and that was even with Marcus Council healthy at the start of the season. Not many people were talking about this Aliquippa team. The bigger story has been Keemon Spell and McKeesport. And then all Aliquippa does is hang around as that punt is going to be tipped again. And that's going to go out of bounds over the 40 at around the 42-yard line. So with 3 minutes to go, Newcastle's going to get good starting field position here, down 14-0. This Aliquippa team no longer flies under the radar. It's a different style for them. It's more of a blue-collar running attack for them.
This defense, though, you got to give a lot of credit how well they've played here in the last 2 weeks, especially the last 3 weeks. You count the end of the season and what they have achieved. And impressive here the way they've handled the playmakers for Newcastle and keeping them basically silent here most of the evening.
Going to have to hustle here to get 2 touchdowns. Graham back to pass on first down. Looks to his right, dances around. Pressure comes. He airs it out. Catch is made near side by Lemon. And Lemon is wrestled to the earth on the near side by Akiva Woods. It'll be a first down for Newcastle with 2:47 and a running clock to go. Canes have 1 timeout left. They're going to preserve that as that ball is taken down to the 26. It's a 15-yard gain that time. They have to hurry up here. Lemon's been strong again tonight. That's his 5th catch. And a lot of time ticking here as Graham takes the snap, looks to his right, comes back to his left, trying to keep it alive, lofts it down the field, and it's in and out of the hands of Damian Harrison. It's going to bring up second down with 2:14 to go. Second down from the 26.
And this Quip defense, defensive backs have really shut down the receivers here for the Canes. I mean, Lemon's had a couple nice receptions and made some plays, but no one else has really been involved in the passing game here for the Canes.
So second down with 2:14 to go. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. Newcastle needs a touchdown, an onside kick, and a second touchdown to keep the season alive. They had the flair for the dramatic last week. Today, it just seems like they're running out of gas here as Graham's going to take the snap, pressure coming, steps up, Graham looks, lofts it, end zone, Harrison over his head. Third down upcoming for Newcastle and what's going to be 4-down territory with 2:07 to go.
And once again, you got to give it up to this defense for the Quips. They're really shutting down these guys. They're not giving them any room to make a move to get open. And Graham's just looking and throwing and just hoping to make something that he can get it into their areas to make a play.
Some of the area teams, their games have gone final. We'll give you a full scoreboard coming up in the post-game shows. Graham steps up, dumps it off. Proctor the catch. Proctor is met by Longmire inside the 20. The ball came loose, and Aliquippa has recovered it. And that's going to do it with 1:57 to go.
Turnovers is the story of the game in the second half. And the Canes' turnovers on special team has hurt them. This one here will end the night as the Quips will just have to run out the final 1 minute 57 seconds here to advance to the championship game on Saturday afternoon.
So we will have a complete scoreboard update for you. That pass, by the way, went for 4 yards to Proctor. And that was the last gasp for this Newcastle team. A great season by the Canes, but they're going to fall short of the goal here. There's a lot to build on, though.
They've come away a long way in 2 years under Coach Mazzocca.
They go to the ground again. This is going to be that is Coleman who has the carry.
They're basically one first down away from wrapping this one up. It's 40 seconds, assuming that they would use a timeout. I don't think they will. They just picked up 9 there, and they'll take 40 seconds off the clock before they need to snap it here. Still 20 seconds on the play clock.
Surprise, surprise. Aliquippa is going to be back in the 4A title game. pretty much put that on the pocket schedule. Last year they did not make it, though. Upset by Thomas Jefferson. J.J. Work the carry. J.J. Work to the outside. J.J. Work is going to ice it. J.J. Work cuts back down the far sideline and taken out of bounds in Newcastle territory all the way down at the Canes' 26-yard line.
Well, only makes sense that Work would do it. He has been a workhorse here tonight for this Aliquippa Quips team, as he has made big play after big play all night long with his legs.
It's a gain of 41 to put this thing away, and that is, for all intent and purposes, going to do it here as we get one final timeout called to go over things here. We're going to have our post-game show for you coming up after the game. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. We'll have our Tri-County Principals Association post-game show for you. We'll give you the stats and quickly recap this one as the Newcastle season is going to come to an end, as Aliquippa is going to go back to the 4A title game, and it looks like it's going to be opposite of McKeesport, as they are just blowing out Thomas Jefferson now. Keemon Spells had another big night for McKeesport. He just got, McKeesport did another touchdown. Akeem Cochran taking it to the house. So it's going to be Aliquippa and McKeesport next for Saturday afternoon at Pine Richland with a 12 noon kickoff time in the 4A title game. That is going to be one for the books, as Aliquippa trying to win the title again. McKeesport trying to give Spell an opportunity to go after a state title. The state's best running back by a wide margin, as Council will take the snap. Newcastle cannot stop the clock.
And victory formation has been done, and I'll do it.
They're going to have to kneel down one more time. It's going to be a 3-second differential between the game and play clock. A shout out to our crew here tonight, Darren and Rob. Matt Flannery produced tonight. Doing a great job as always, as there is the final kneel down by Council, and Aliquippa knocks off Newcastle by a final of 14-0, and they go to the WPIAL 4A title game next weekend opposite of McKeesport. For Newcastle, the season ends a successful one, though, 9-3, as Fred Mazzacco gets them a home playoff game, a conference title, and a playoff win, and they get to the semifinals in 4A. There's a lot to build upon for this Newcastle program. They're going to bring a ton of guys back next season for this Fred Mazzacco program. They've got nothing but up in front of them right now for the Canes. Sky is totally the limit for this crew, as they'll have plenty to work with, including a sophomore Marino Graham next season. We will step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll have our Tri-County Principals Association postgame show. We'll hand out some awards. We'll give you the final stats, and we will bid you farewell from Elwood City. Newcastle falls tonight to Aliquippa 14-0. You've been watching the WPIAL 4A semifinals on the Lawrence County Sports Network and the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by American Dairy Association Northeast. Your milk comes from a good place.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Tri-County Principals Association show here from Helling Stadium in Elwood City as Aliquippa knocks off Newcastle tonight by a final count of 14-0, and the Quips are on their way to the WPIAL Championship game next weekend, and it's going to be opposite of McKeesport. We'll give you the final scoreboard coming up here momentarily. Let's take a look at who had the edge tonight with our Creative Edge scoring recap, as the only 2 touchdowns in this game, they came both in the second half. First one was a 39-yard touchdown run by J.J. Work that gave Aliquippa a 7-0 lead. Remember, that touchdown happens after a stop by the Newcastle defense. They are pinballing the ball back and forth. It's turnover. Finally, Newcastle gets a stop. Aliquippa goes to punt the ball away. The punt looked like it was tipped. The referee said it was roughing the kicker. It was a 15-yard penalty. It gave Aliquippa a new set of downs. The very next play, J.J. Work goes 39 yards on a 5-play, minute 40 drive to give Aliquippa the go-ahead touchdown at 7-0. Essentially, that was all they would have needed because their defense was outstanding tonight. You go about 10 minutes later in the fourth quarter with 8:07 to go, and Cleaster Longmire's 1-yard touchdown run on a 2-play, 5-yard drive capped the scoring at 14-0. That was set up by a mishandled punt by Newcastle that Omar Thomas could not handle. He was hit hard. He lost the ball. Aliquippa recovered it at the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Longmire, after a 4-yard run, ices it with a 1-yard run, and Aliquippa wins it tonight 14-0. That's your Gem Master Builders and Craftsmen scoring recap. Family-owned and operated general contractor for 4 generations. Find them online at gembuilders.com, building the community for 70 years. I'll look at the final statistics in this contest, and the leading rusher in this game was J.J. Work, who went for 16 carries for 163 yards in the touchdown. Akiva Woods, fantastic tonight in what he was able to do, 10 carries for 57 yards for Aliquippa. Marcus Council, who did start tonight and went the distance, did not have to do a whole lot. He completed his first 2 passes, and then he missed his next 5. He finished 2 of 7 for 23 yards, a catch apiece for Khalil Good and Cleaster Longmire. That Longmire one for 19 yards was a big first down for Aliquippa in this contest. For Newcastle tonight, a rough night for Marino Graham. He put it in the air 30 times tonight, and he had a rough go of it. Completed 15 of 30, so he's 50% tonight. He was picked off once, did not score a touchdown or throw a touchdown, and he threw for 121 yards in this one. Jermaine Walker, good game by him. They mixed and matched the running backs here tonight. 7 carries for 34 yards for Walker. Marino Graham finished tonight with 10 totes for 37 yards. And Proctor had 5 carries for 11 yards in this game. Kai Cox had a couple of carries for 13 yards total. And Chase Lemon had 1 for 8 yards. That's your rushing attack for Newcastle tonight. Lemon had a good night receiving the ball, though, had 5 catches for 73 yards in this one as he closes out his football career in the Canes uniform with another strong effort. Cox, just 6 catches for 25 yards tonight. Walker had a pair for 7. Molina had a pair for 10 yards. And let's see, Proctor had 1 catch for 4 yards. And that rounds out your statistical category. Really, you look at this, the last 2 games. Now, last week is a little bit jaded by the fact that Marino Graham was out of the game for a good chunk, missed almost the whole first half. They weren't going to run the ball with him a lot last week because of the concussion issue that they had to test him and make sure he didn't have it. So they really didn't run him a lot last week, but the last 2 defenses have really put their clamps on him running the football. Aliquippa's defense here tonight was fantastic.
It really was. Hats off to Aliquippa and what they were able to do. They took the running game or the game away from the freshman in Marino, and he never really had a chance. Marino kept trying. He went left and right, and he tried to get back and try to do some draws, but just never got anything going. And it was a tough night for the freshman as it was a growing experience here in the playoffs in the semifinals against the Quips. But this Quip defense was just overwhelming here tonight. They really were able to really keep this offense from really penetrating. They only had one drive, the opening drive of the game for Newcastle, where they got down inside the 30-yard line of the Aliquippa Quips. And then late in the first half, they were able to get that big completion to Lemon, and then they stalled inside the 10-yard line. But other than that, they never really got that close to the end zone here tonight, and that's a lot to do with their defense. The Canes, on the other end, the turnovers really killed them. Special teams was difficult, and their defense played outstanding, kept getting turnovers for themselves, but unable to really get them out from underneath their own shadows because of the situations of turnovers and opportunities for the Quips, and you got to give up to the Quips. They made the most of it, and JJ Work was just phenomenal. Every time they asked him to do something big, he came away with a big play.
You know, this Newcastle defense, which has been so good all season long, particularly on both sides of the ball, really against the pass. Council didn't have to do a whole lot tonight, but their run defense has been really good all season long. Let me give you some numbers here. The last three games, so against Blackhawk, last week against Montour, and tonight against Aliquippa, they gave up 198 yards rushing to Blackhawk, 198 yards rushing to Montour, and tonight 32 carries for 231 yards. They allowed an average of 209 rushing the last three games. So after they bounce back against the West Allegheny loss and they end up securing the conference, this rush defense had some problems and teams were able to exploit it. It almost bit them last week. They had to battle back against Blackhawk. It almost bit them last week. They were able to rally last week. Tonight, forget it. This Aliquippa team just took them apart up front.
They did. They dominated. I mean, give Aliquippa credit. What they needed to do. We really didn't say, Mason's name too often here tonight, and that was a surprise. I mean, he was involved in the plays, just he wasn't as dominant as we've seen him in the past for Newcastle, and their front five just did a great job offensively, really dominating the offensive line and giving them the opportunity to make the plays. Hey, a whole second half was basically played on Newcastle's side of the field, and they took full advantage of it. And were able to take advantage of a big penalty, and then Work made that big run, and then late in the game they had the fumble recover inside the 5, and then they were able to punch it in to make it 14-0.
All right, let's take one final timeout, and then when we come back, we'll give you the final scoreboard as we have all the finals from single A and double A. We'll tell you about what the semifinals are there. We'll tell you who got to the 4A championship opposite Aliquippa. Hint, it's McKeesport. And then we'll wrap things up here from Helling Stadium. You're listening to and watching the Tri-County Principals Association postgame show on both the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
Final segment here from Helling Stadium in Elwood City as Aliquippa defeats Newcastle tonight 14-0 in the WPIAL Class 4A semifinals here. The Hurricane season is done. Aliquippa goes to the 4A title game next Saturday afternoon against Pine Richland with a 12:05 kickoff, and they will take on McKeesport. McKeesport knocked off Thomas Jefferson tonight by a final of 28-3. A big night for Keemon Spell. As expected, McKeesport, the number 1 seed, will take on Aliquippa. Really not expected for them, but it was expected that McKeesport would get there, and they have followed through on that. So it's McKeesport, Aliquippa next Saturday, 12:05. Loser is done, and the winner will go on to the PIAA tournament the following week. In 2A tonight, seasons come to a close for Elwood City and Mohawk. Seton LaSalle, the number 1 seed, knocks off Mohawk tonight 42-7. This game was in the Mercy Rule at the half. They will take on Washington. Washington is up on South Allegheny right now in the fourth quarter, 31-7. So it'll be Seton LaSalle and the 5 seed Washington. Over on the other side of the bracket, it's the 2 seed Western Beaver, who knocks off Apollo Ridge tonight 41-14. And Steel Valley, the 3 seed, beats Elwood City 42-6. So it's going to be Western Beaver and Steel Valley in the other semifinals. So your final 4 in 2A, Seton LaSalle, Washington, Western Beaver, and Steel Valley in the semifinals next week. In single A, we still have 1 team alive, and that is going to be Laurel. They will take on the number 1 seed Fort Cherry next Friday night, neutral site. Laurel defeated Chartiers-Houston tonight 40-21, and Fort Cherry was all over in Shannock tonight. Lancer's season comes to a crashing halt as they were defeated by Fort Cherry, the number 1 team, in 1A, 36-9. Still going on right now, and this is a surprise because Clareton is clinging to a 5-point lead against Jeanette. That's the 2-10 matchup, 38-33 with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Jeanette trying to pull the upset of upsets. The winner of that game will take on Bishop Canavan, who defeated Fraser tonight by a final of 50-7. And that's a look one final time at your Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard as gas prices continue to rise. Make sure you take advantage of the Newcastle Transit Authority. Relax and ride. Daily routes to Pittsburgh as well as routes all around Lawrence County. Routes and schedules are available at newcastletransit.org. Well, we're not really going to worry too much about the shirts tonight as we normally do here, but your Play of the Game award, I would say, for the most part, it had to be the punt with Aliquippa recovering at the 5-yard line. That pretty much sealed it up, and that completely flipped. We thought the game was going to flip on the turnovers early in the third quarter. It really didn't because Newcastle was able to come away with a couple turnovers of their own, but then the Omar Thomas mishandle of the punt, that was a big play. You could argue that, or you could argue the roughing the kicker penalty that set up the touchdown, which leads me to the MVP of the game, and that's going to be J.J. Work tonight, who had 16 carries for 163 yards. So take your pick on the play, but clear-cut who the MVP of this game was tonight.
There's no question J.J. Work deserves it and earned it here tonight with his effort here for the Quips, and there's no question in my mind. It was the unfortunate special team mistake by Newcastle at the 5-yard line that gave the Quips the 2-touchdown lead, and that was really the biggest play of the game that took away any real chance for a Newcastle trying to get a big play themselves to get back into this game.
So next week we'll have the semifinal between Laurel and Fort Cherry, and we will tell you about our coverage plans coming up later on this weekend when we get the information there. But we will be with Laurel next week as they try to get to the WPIAL Single A title game. They'll have to take on Matt Sig and the number 1 seed Fort Cherry Rangers. But we'll have that for you next Friday night on the Lawrence County Sports Network in some form, whether it be audio only or whether we have the video feed for you on the NFHS Network. Just keep it tuned to the lcsportsnet.com. We'll keep you updated on all that. And then Wednesday night, James Dotson and I will be back to recap all of the happenings this week on Beyond the Scoreboard. You can listen to that live or watch it live on YouTube beginning at 7 o'clock from the LCAP studios in Newcastle. That'll do it for us here tonight. Congratulations to Aliquippa as they're back in the WPIAL Championship game next week against McKeesport. The season for Newcastle, a good one. It ends at 9-3 as they lose here tonight to the Quips 14-0. For my partner, Tim Continenza, for our producer, Matt Flannery, for Rob Natal, for Darren, for all of us here at the Lawrence County Sports Network, enjoy the rest of the football this weekend. We'll talk to you next weekend for the Single A semifinals with Laurel and Fort Cherry. You've been watching coverage here tonight on the NFHS Network and listening to the audio broadcast on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP. Good night.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.